both die, he had to get a 1. A natural 1. And he did.
Did you call that one?
No, I didn't. It's
makes a
one
change.
stream. I can recommend just watch the stream. There's even a clip of his horse dying.
Why?
Because we broke down laughing because the guy got one shot 2 turns in a row. And everyone's reactions are great. I also possibly break my microphone during it.
Okay.
You're still here typing, by the way. Are we good to go? I've just been shitballing until...
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for Bob to get back.
Well,
Yeah.
I've hit live because I'm like still waiting to see if any food does arrive, but fuck it.
Oh, if they went live, at some point, guys, go and everyone in the Alterra audience, go and watch. Not right now. Do it later. My Savage World Solar Punt campaign that I'm playing in. It's a lot of fun.
You say everyone. You mean both.
Yeah.
Both of the audience members.
Both of you, go and watch.
One of whom is me.
So the
Go and
audience
watch
member.
it,
Oh,
James.
the other one's me then.
Yeah. So the audience. Oh, the other one's you.
Yeah, you
Right,
guys,
okay.
you can hear it now. Go and watch it.
No,
right.
you can't make
No.
Yeah. I can make you.
So if you're watching this on YouTube, pause this, then go watch it.
Yeah, pause this. Go watch the entire Savage World Solar
No.
Punt campaign.
Watch us. Stick around with us first. Don't piss off to another channel.
Yeah.
Wolfie,
here.
what are you doing? This is free
He's trying to
advertising. You get
trying to
end of
get
the end of the session. You get you've got enough viewers on your channel. You've got like 5 times the viewers we do.
Saying that currently no one's in.
I mean, 5 times nothing is nothing, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we're ready to start then if Bob's gonna wait
Yeah.
until he goes for food.
Well, I ordered food a while ago. It hasn't shown up. I'm waiting a little bit longer, and then I'm submitting a fucking request to get my money back.
Fair enough.
Fuck you, Chinese.
This is
Things
this is
are
this
delivered when they're not.
this content is why we have no viewers.
This content is why we get
Content
any
makes
viewers.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care about the campaign. They want to hear us bicker.
You gotta build that parasocial relationship, James. God, you know nothing about streaming.
Chris, that's not how
But-
parasocial relationships work. They have to interact with us.
Yeah,
I mean, we are interacting with your audience. It's James.
yeah.
No, but they gotta feel like they can connect with us. They gotta feel like we're sharing intimate personal details.
Yeah, but we
Audience.
have to address them. But it's not like we're not going, oh, how's your week been, friend on the other side, who I definitely consider a friend, audience. Like, this is just us shooting the shit.
Well,
it's the equivalent of listening to people have fun in a cafe nearby.
Yeah.
Yep.
And people do that.
We've got them. We've got
They
to
don't
get them
feel
down to our
parasocial.
level.
To be fair, most people who do that are called stalkers.
Hey, we prefer to be called the.
Well, it's not like celebrities ever do that, and they have still parasocial relationships.
But that's because they do talk to people. They're like, to all my fans and all that shit.
Oh, fair.
don't do
Well, to
that.
all our fans watching,
Oh,
To all
no.
our,
better.
to all our fan watching.
You happy?
No.
To all the people listening, you're our favorite fan.
No.
Yeah, you
You,
know who you are.
Exactly.
You know who you
Exactly.
are.
You're not, you're
You
not
are a
mine. I'm sorry, you're not mine. You have to earn that. I'm not just gonna give you my friendship.
All you have to
Sorry.
do to earn mine is you have to do a tier 3 sub on my Twitch. There is one pain. Buy a tier 3 sub, then you're definitely my favorite.
Disgusting.
You're a fucking whore,
Yeah.
Wolfie. How dare you? You
Yeah.
fucking worst.
Yeah,
My God.
exactly. I know. This has just been called. Been called that before. I am not in any way not used to being called the worst. I get called the worst regularly.
At least Kaylee, I appreciate you not giving away your favoritism right offhand. Like that is the kind of the kind of favoritism you want. You don't want to be called the favorite of someone who just
My
says it.
brand is basically just insulting the audience. So they're like, they think it's a joke. And they're like, aha, I'm in on the joke. You secretly
Yeah.
like me. And I'm like, yeah, That's definitely the joke.
Yes.
That's why we're still friends. Uh-huh.
Wow, James.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just
Around the self-deprecation.
I know. Well, it's what I do best. You know it.
I fully state
The way what you guys say stuff.
I fully state this. I accept bribes. My loyalties can absolutely be bought.
There.
Are you a conservative MP?
I bribed you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Political humor.
Wow,
We
James, you
reached that
just
stage
lost
of the
us,
evening.
all our Tory voters, or Tory watchers, on this fantasy tabletop game.
Do you think we get pulled off Twitch if I say eat the rich?
Yeah,
No,
probably.
I said it all the time, and
Nah.
we regularly dissed what's his puss? The fucking
As long as you
Bezos, that guy.
as long as you accept that it is food, then it's fine.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
fair.
food talk.
Yeah, it's fast food. Really, really disgusting.
I highly doubt
It's
they're very
terrible
fast.
afterwards.
I
No,
highly doubt the
mean-
vast majority.
I mean,
I mean,
like, no,
Everybody's
Yeah,
fast if you push her down the stairs.
Thanks for the 7-month resub, Bob.
There you go. There's my loyalty.
You're my favourite fan.
Right,
I
there's
bought
the
it-
loyalty.
I
Now
bought his-
stop summoning demons on us.
I bought his loyalty. Now he's on our side. He will promote us.
I was trying to shitpost earlier today, and I was trying to make like the Vine that's like what's worse than a blank, and then it's a child, and they're like
Yeah.
no. Well, people were memeing about that, and I put in the chat, you either die a child or live long enough to see yourself become an adult, like a shitpost, like the villain one, and then I was like,
Yeah.
wait. That's just a purely accurate statement.
Yeah.
Hey, my shitpost is accurate.
Whereas I just
No.
became the villain.
Was it just a factoid?
What do you mean became the villain, Bob? You were always
Yeah.
a villain. Lanoir was a villain. Gangwar was a villain.
How was Lanwar a
Anwar
villain?
was a villain.
Tell me how Lanwar was a villain.
Oh, Landwar is
Uh,
absolutely a villain.
He entered people's
Yeah.
dreams without
Oh,
permission.
aye.
Villain.
Yeah, he entered people's dreams.
Can't argue with that one.
I'm a villain. I saved the forest, whilst you tried to steal her only keystone. Who's the villain? Huh?
Yeah, still you.
I gave her the keystone back.
She was
you're-
evil.
You're the one that
Yeah,
like
she was literally a villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was one of the head villains in the epilogue arcs.
and you're the one with all the indentured servants.
Yeah,
They're
you
not
have a
indentured
bunch of
servants.
you have a bunch of clones and animals that you've awakened. They don't want to know common.
They don't want
They just want to be
brains.
animals and
They don't
scratch
want
asses and
brains.
stuff.
Forcing animals to do taxes? That's
Yeah.
fucking awful.
You ruined a
caused
perfectly
the
good monkey.
greatest
Look at him.
life.
You've given him anxiety.
Picture the scene, Bob. A brown bear comes home to his loving family,
With his
and
porridge.
the family have all grown apart. His partner hates him because he's out in the forest working all the time,
Hey,
and
Chris.
his child
You wanna start
bear.
the story?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. You guys keep going. It's fine.
Wow. Yes.
You are-
Let them work it out.
You're a monster, Bob. You're even worse than Wolfie. And
All right,
he-
everyone.
Wow.
Now, let's get-
Wow.
Rain in the cats. Rain in the cats.
That's how you really feel.
I hate you all, and I'm leaving this stream now.
I have to up my game. Jesus.
The jugular has been severed.
Alvina just rips the head off Zormir in front of everyone out of nowhere.
Thanks.
All right, it's been 22 minutes. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Let's go.
Welcome back, everybody, to the world of Alterra, the shattered alt sphere.
Does anyone want a McFlurry?
No, no, because I haven't taken my lactate.
Fucking-
As we return to what is the 8th episode. That's right, we finally made it to episode 8 after multiple side adventures
And
and
distraction.
flashback episodes and one-shots. We come back to the 8th episode in our campaign.
Wait, we're not continuing my story? You decided to move on? What the
Yeah,
fuck,
wait,
man?
what?
Yeah, you're unconscious.
Passed
Is
out.
this not the? Oh, right, okay.
I pretty sure you
Look,
pass out from like vitamin C overdose.
Look, I
Uh,
can be unconscious and conscious at the same time, buddy. I'm just very weak.
Same time.
I can't.
We return
be
to
unconscious.
episode 8, The Crossroads and the Warder. Previously on Alterra, our party arrived in the shattered Altsphere, having arrived here due to an explosion wrought about by Junior Stradson, a vampire of the late great Arch Shadow, who attempted to spoil a peace summit between Disparity and Fantasia and a number of other planes. And in this explosion, with the interruption of the heroes sent to stop him, managed to somehow tear asunder the boundaries between your home world and this alternative version in which things have gone very differently in the rise of the multiverse. And as you have made your way through this new land, watching up into a sky that is barely blue, like a light morning, still able to see the debris beyond of the broken world you now inhabit, you have come across a number of dangerous encounters, strange new fiends and creatures, and a tower filled with death and loot.
Terrible food.
Food. You eventually manage to make it your way to where you believe your ship has crashed, only to find remnants of it, the main body no longer there. But you came into encounter and have diplomatically negotiated with what appears to be a scouting unit from a nearby rebellion outpost. And I've learned a couple things. Yep, and I've learned a couple things about this world, apparently, as well as having met one of the denizens, Gwent? Yeah, there's T at the end. Gwent, who has managed to tell you a couple of things and clarify a couple of things, that you appear to be an alternative world in which the gods never won the original Prime Wars and never rose to ascension as the supreme overlords of the multiverse. Instead, the Cold War continues with 3 factions carving up the territories between them: the Divine Empires, the remnants of the gone mad gods, the Ethereal Republic, a meritocracy, capitalist society based by the Old-Tombed and creatures of the mind, and the primordial chaos ruled over by the primal monarch, the chaotic and destructive elemental princes, and King Evil. Apparently, the Arcan Knights, the 4th ruling faction, have retreated from this world and have locked away the source of magic inside a demiplane, taking with them most magical creations in the world. Arcanite is now an incredibly rare substance, and what Arcanite does exist appears to be some sort of hybrid, at least from what Zormir has been able to put together. With base Arcanites, or the base 16 Arcanites, being incredibly rare, only those that exist or have survived since dawn immemorial, apparently still actually being created or being in existence. New Arcanites of the base colors are no longer getting created, only these hybrids, which are more unstable, less versatile.
Which basically means Alvina's eating diamonds regularly.
Yep, pretty much. Alvina and her magical item that can create red Arcanite dust has suddenly gone from, what is it, an uncommon, rare item?
Common!
A common item to what could potentially be a very rare item.
Artifact.
No, quite an artifact. They are using up the gem that powers it at the center by grating away the red Arcanite.
Yeah.
With what presumably is a very tiny black Arcanite grater.
Probably, I don't know.
That's how I assume this magic item works internally.
Cheese grater, but for
The
magic.
teeth on the
Magic
it's just
cheese
black
grater.
Arcanite.
But the party has been blindfolded, at least attempted to, and brought to the
Put my hands over my eyes, it totally counts.
the underground cave settlement of Salvage by the Rebellion Scout, and that is now where we find ourselves, having entered into the cave, being directed there at armed guard of the Marauders to meet with the what effectively appears to be the mayor or ruler of the settlement, only to find a conversation between a tied-up Seabold, Seabold, and what appears and a Warforged of some variety. Having learned their story, the Seabold now appears to be comatose from eating all those oranges.
Yes.
And
No regrets.
we return to the party. As we all remember, the map
Do what
was
you must. I have
very-
already won.
As you come back into your senses and you are able to kind of look out the tent doors to the settlement around you, it seems much more clear than you previously remembered it. As Chris has had time to redo the map.
Yeah. Fair
Woo.
enough.
That's fine. I should probably load up Road 20, shouldn't I?
Could I just
I was
be?
wondering why you weren't in the game. Not gonna
I mean,
lie.
I sent you a message, man.
Could I just be prodding Assassin with my wand of conducting, just trying to get them to move slightly?
She's moving. She's just like
Batting me away.
Yeah,
Meh.
let's just.
Well, half-heartedly.
1 minute.
I mean, I love how you've given us a story of how you captured him. That doesn't help me get my ship back yet. I
Look
wanted
me
to know what
again
I
and I'll
needed to
bite
do
your
for you.
fingers.
But let me reset the scene because it's been 4 weeks
It's been a
since you were
while.
here.
It's been
been a
It's
while.
been a while.
We
Been a
kept
while.
flashing back to it, to be honest.
Yep. You have arrived through the settlement and have arrived inside this large tent in this little alcove inside the caves. What appears to be caves built underneath the remnants and ruins of Titan guts, the scrap all around, making these little mountains of stone. And looking down at the table with the region map that you previously saw, you are surrounded right now, apart from the professor and Assassin, who you already know. What appears to be the central leader of this settlement, a middle-aged human with wearing what appears to be quite pristine, what you'd not particularly high quality from your opinion, but from what you've seen elsewhere of the settlement, kind of coming through from Marauders, he appears to have very high quality armor in relation to everything else you've seen in this what appears to be pieced together society. He's got tan skin with a hazel left eye, his right covered by an eye patch, and engraved on the eye patch is the symbol of a dark phoenix. He has a medium short brown hair with a short cut beard, hints of red but graying at the edge. Clearly approaching or pushing his 50s. He's quite middle aged, but even then he's quite physically muscular with an imposing stature. Clearly an authority figure in this settlement. As he, for most of this conversation, hasn't spoken. He's just watched, his eyes occasionally flicking to each of the party, observing. Apart from that, there is Abigail, who is standing behind you, has been listening to all of this with similar brown hair to the figure. And you can actually, for those with more insight, you see almost a family resemblance. And I'm pretty sure you heard her mention that, call him father.
Yeah,
She
I think
wears
she said dad. I don't remember.
For those who are actually paying attention, for those who have less than, 8 insight, you didn't even pick up that much somehow.
What do
15.
people get for 7 intelligence? They're just people?
You question if you know.
That's
you
what
think
they
back,
get.
do you know what the
not
word
age
father
shaped.
means? You've heard of dada and papa, but what does father mean?
Yeah, it's mum and dad, isn't it? That's one of these
Oh.
complicated words.
She wears a half plate with studded leather underneath her, similar to the leather of the other marauders with her. She has slightly pale skin and blue eyes with that light brown hair tied back in a ponytail, clearly in her young 20s.
That was the one that thought that I was the best liar ever, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
She seems to have from your previous encounter, she has what appears she does seem to have some strength of character. She doesn't back away clearly, and the way she leads the rest of the scout, she appears to have taken over her father in some manner of authority, but you can still see, for those more insightful, she still seems to question and consider everything she does, considering her possibilities. She doesn't immediately jump into action, but she isn't a pushover. She's willing to fight back if need be, and she seems to have her thoughts seem to be consumed with the good of the settlement and of the rebellion, given the risk she's taking in bringing you here, given because of Zormir's artificery ability and from what you've told her, your ability to make airships, which seems to be a very valuable technology to these people.
I figured some of this out. At least I like it.
Congratulations, you now know what father means.
I have brain.
Brain work good.
Just.
Be right back.
What a fair insight isn't an intelligence skill.
Yeah, once I realised, like, actually, I'm not too bad at that.
It's a wisdom skill.
Yeah. I've been still got wisdom, apparently.
Have brain will travel.
But yes, those are the main party individuals inside the tent. Occasionally, you see a more younger, scrawnier marauders in their level outfit come in and pass the leader notes before quickly running out again. Clearly, runners or messengers of some kind. It seems that even while standing here talking to you, this individual is still making decisions, and he occasionally whispers to one of the runners, still conducting business, even while listening and paying attention to all of you.
Well, I think that's the end of the story, and I'm literally gonna pick up the kobold and just put her in the bag.
Yes,
Fuck you
we should
wouldn't.
keep them with us.
Don't shake me.
They may be useful.
And pat you on the head.
Yeah, fuck you wouldn't have been in that tent unless he was dragged in there by Little Toe or Big Toe.
I mean, fuck you isn't in the tent, so
Do you want to switch sideways to him? See what he's been up to.
he's been
Oh, he
stabbing
was just-
people to death.
He was just
Didn't he just
looking
go
for shiny
running
things.
about the place?
I will
Yeah,
say,
he went to run off him, but Little Toe grabbed him and then picked him up. And
Right.
I will say, should we do character intros again? Because it has been a while, so the audience might genuinely have forgotten who the hell
That's
we are.
fair.
Oh yeah, we
Let's,
didn't do that.
let's do a quick round then. Wolfie, why don't you start?
Howdy, I'm Wolfie Bane. I'm playing Alvina Alanor. If you've forgotten her, you haven't watched the rest of the campaign. To be honest, she's the elf barbarian who totally steals everything, including kobolds.
And don't forget the freaking big monsters as well.
And monster. Yeah, they count.
I think everything covers
Hey,
pretty
if it's-
much
Hey,
everything.
If it's nailed down, it just means 3 nails, okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Who's next?
Zormir, why don't you hit us off?
Hi, I'm Bob. I'm playing Dr. Zormir, the Artificer Shifter. I'm currently, this seems like one of the few people who isn't trying to steal everything. It's not nailed down. Except for the
He
cannon.
steals things that are nailed down.
Except for the cannon. Maybe I wanted the cannon.
Yeah, see, that was also nailed down. And who's got it for you? Alvina. See?
don't have it
theory
anymore
good
though.
in this
It's
context.
somewhere. It might be here. We don't know.
We'll find it.
I was going back and get the other one.
Being drunk.
Whoever Briar is.
Oh, I've not changed my name.
Yeah, that's why I sent the message. Remember to change your name.
Fuck
It's
you.
going great. It's going
Yeah.
great so far.
We have production value, guys.
Yeah,
of
that's what happens when we
exactly
use the
0 pound.
same thing for things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are words.
I mean, it made sense in my head.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. So I'm Ben. I'm playing fuck you, the little goblin bard who is now an arsonist. And
Look at
yeah.
I thought you were
As
going
a-
to say the little goblin bastard.
Oh, that as well.
I mean,
I genuinely
yeah.
thought you were going to say that.
I mean, that's just that's just given.
It's implied
I mean-
goblin.
He's an
Yeah,
implied
exactly.
bastard.
Fuck you. He's an annoying little shit. He likes sleeping and setting things on fire and stabbing things. And
Plus, he's
stealing money.
immortal.
And he's immortal. Yes.
He is God. Which explains a
Cool.
lot about society if fuck you is God.
I mean, he may develop a god complex at some point, but
We've yet to prove him wrong about him being
Yes.
immortal.
We've yet to disprove that he's immortal, though.
Yeah.
no.
Immortal until
Fair
proven
enough, fair
mortal.
enough. Gwent.
Hey, TR, I'm playing Gwent, Centaur boy, medic, healer, ex-slave, does not want anything to do with this craziness. He's just trying to run away. Cannot escape.
Gotta
That's
get
not to
away.
escape.
Gotta get away. Gotta run
Well,
away.
you can't escape now. You know too much.
I'm just imagining, you know that there's always that one scene in anime where there's like the silhouette. There's one person who looks terrified, and in the background there's a silhouette of just everyone in their eyes start glowing red, and there's a huge smile. I'm just imagining that with Gwent. That's what Gwent sees in everyone else in the party.
Everything is fine.
Fair enough.
Gwent.
Lou.
Hi, I'm Neil. I'm playing Lou Grimm, our lovely tiefling warlock, who may or may not have a little secret.
May?
Who knows?
Hey, I say we saved.
That's a
you.
good intro. Cool.
We saved you from your own secret.
Yes.
Right.
It's appreciated.
Yeah.
I'm noting all these down because it's the first time.
Professor.
Character. I'm James. I am playing the Professor, an animancer robot who has just met these chuckle fucks, for want of a less insulting word, and is needs to go home and report now.
Probably a lie down.
Yeah, having just told them the story of how they and Assassin wound up in this camp, they are now intrigued by them because one of them is apparently got the tools to build a skyship. Interesting. Maybe I might keep an eye on that one.
Yes. As long as
And
it's
that's me.
an
Squid tried to eat his brain.
There's me.
And I am Chris McKenzie. I will be your DM as I populate the world with static, reused avatars for the townsfolk. What a budget, folks.
Yeah.
And I do not exist.
I thought the
Do
place
not
was just
repeat me.
incestuous.
No, it's
As you
all the
walk through-
layers of. It's the layers of dirt. They just make everyone look the same after a while.
That they do. I will be your DM for the day. Let's get going. Per usual,
20 to
the
7.
of this establishment just watches all of you, letting you kind of talk your way out of it. He doesn't seem to respond unless talked directly to, so you guys are free to roleplay. There do appear to be a couple marauders outside the tent keeping an eye on you, and Fuku has been dragged into the tent. The rest of the scout is waiting outside with only Abigail, her father, and the party currently inside the tent, with the occasional runner coming in and out.
Now, remind me, either Chris or someone who was playing, but were we told, did Abigail tell us that these guys are off-worlders, or like she probably wouldn't know that.
No, I don't. I don't believe Abigail said anything yet. She's just dragged you guys in, and then Assassin has immediately gone into their story.
Oh, cool.
And the father appears to have not questioned any of this. He seems to just be going with it.
Who are these people? Abigail. No, I'd call her by her last name, Miss whatever. I don't know her last name.
Abigail, what that's her name.
Her last name is Charwood.
Miss Charwood, who are these people? And why have you brought them before us?
Right. Sorry, I got distracted by that's so much orange vomit on the floor.
You like orange?
Yes, it is.
I think I'm good on oranges now for a while.
Okay.
That's right. Father, as I was going to say, these travelers, they claim to say very strange things, but more importantly, this one, as she points to Zormir, apparently as she seems to pause for a second to consider what she's going to say.
What is your species?
You nicked our flying boat.
State your species.
Yes, fine. The ship we got. Okay, I couldn't.
You mean
I was trying to play it off like we might not have your ship. Right, we have your ship. Okay, fine.
Yes, I seen my airship.
That could be anybody's ship. We could have gone out from anywhere.
I'm sorry,
That's his stamp on it.
Right, you make a fair point. Right.
I know.
Anyway, you're getting off point, Father. This one apparently made the ship. and has the technology and know-how to make potentially more if we get them the resources.
Immediately, I move towards you and size you up, and just sort of begin examining you.
No, Gary, no.
There's a little tool already in my hand. It does that thing. It's got like I look inside your ears.
Very full.
Wait.
Tap your wrists and your elbows and your knees.
Wait.
Clang,
knock on your
clang, clang,
knock on your
clang.
skull.
Wait, this is
This-
where
Clang.
it gets get even weirder because you look sort of you're a mechanical thing, and if you're not looking in very good order, I'm probably going to go, oh crap, he needs fixing here.
Need to tighten
and
the
there."
screw.
They're going to be there for a while, I feel. Let's continue this meeting while
I'm
we're
very
doing that.
perceptive, but I have single-minded determination as my flight. So I think I would be ignoring what you're saying and just going to town and just observing.
So what I'm getting here is that Zormir and the Professor are touching each other up in the corner, and we're just going to move on from this.
Yeah, Alvina's going to just walk somewhere and go, give me a moment. Push them into a corner, just gently, and then put a big cloth blocking that corner.
You are
And
a regular
just leave them
noise.
The
to it.
sparks are gonna fly.
Yes.
Are you not?
Yes.
This is fascinating. The way you are dressed, the mannerisms with which you speak.
Yes.
Get it?
Analyzing. And I turn to everyone else.
There's a curtain in front of you.
I draw it.
My friend, you seem to have some minor technical problems with you. Do you mind if I tweak?
I mind very much, yes. I designed this body myself. You
clearly
are-
don't have artificer skills. I take
Ow, burn.
pride in my work, and I can see some clear technical faults. Which
You built the ship, the sky ship, did you not?
Yes. Is it not something you can do here? Oh yes, you said no artificer.
I've already said that.
Sadly
The only,
not.
the only person that sounded like an artificer we've heard was that sheep guy in the story.
Can we continue this conversation out of this?
I have opened the curtain by now.
Alvina, why?
These
You two are getting weird.
I'm sorry, but
It's true.
I do tend to get lost in.
I know. Why do you think I put the curtain up?
But I am
Fair,
supposed to be
fair.
here talking to all of them, not just you, Professor. I'm sorry, but yes.
I've already moved away from you, and I'm looking in all of the rest of your eyes and muttering
If you
things
get close to
like
Alvina, she's
fascinating.
gonna punch you.
Okay, yeah, you can roll for attack. I'll allow it.
I actually haven't rolled that, so I'll basically just do a strength thing, and I'll do it with advantage because I'm obviously
Yeah,
recklessing.
sure. Cool. I'll
25 to hit.
Ooh.
I mean, yes, that's over double my AC.
That's what you get for letting them roll.
That is.
No need to roll damage. You can just push me back. You can just
I
be
know
a push attack.
she'll be going for the jaw. She'll actually punch you.
Hmm.
It'll be 6 damage.
Okay, that's fair.
You got to learn not
Fascinating.
to invade people's personal space. I feel like it's only fair.
That's why there was a
so-
curtain there.
So my eyes narrow, and you feel like you're being X-rayed. You are a fighter.
No. I am
A
a
barbarian
war
of
dancer,
some-
thank you very much.
I
the
is
hell's a
barbarian. No fighter.
Fascinating.
She's a war dancer. That's what she'd always state if anyone asked what she is.
I have come to a conclusion. You are not from this world.
So I keep being told. I'm not convinced yet.
Yeah, you read a lot of science fiction books to come to that conclusion. Other
It's
worlds.
the only
totally
logical conclusion.
Yes.
To be fair,
It
the
is the
robot
only
person, I
logical
think,
conclusion.
I think the robot person is the only one allowed to go. Yep, sci-fi totally works.
The way
Technically,
you
the
are
only people
dressed.
that are allowed to are players, so we can skip past the meta knowledge.
The way you are dressed. The way you are acting. The way. Is that a bag of Arcanite
The way
you're
you
snacking
look
on?
tonight.
No.
I wouldn't argue with her over a bag of spices. She might take your hand.
I know the smell of red Arcanite. That is red Arcanite.
You actually would, because
You
magic, he
created-
just produces it.
You created a skyship, a hitherto unknown feat in this world.
Also,
Either you
how
are
do you
from
know
a
Arcanite
very
doesn't
distant
smell
world.
anything? Arcanite doesn't have a smell.
Also, you're a robot who doesn't have a nose.
Yeah.
In my
I-
senses, though, yeah.
Sense.
I'm
They're bad.
exaggerating. It's like the smell of success or fear. It's you go with it, guys. Yes, and
Well, I can't. It goes against the world lore. Arcanite doesn't have a smell. It's a very vital plot point.
then I will have my detect magic eyes,
You can-
and I'll be detecting
You
the
can
magic.
see it.
Yeah, you can see it's a
Fine.
glowing bag.
Yes,
You can
I
tell it by
see
look.
that.
That's fine.
I see, smell it. Fine, cool.
Well,
Hell,
to be honest,
I'll let you do it by hearing if you want.
I've actually also I've just realised actually, if you're looking at Alvina with your magic detecting eyes, literally everything on her is glowing. Her clothes are
Good.
glowing, her swords are glowing, her bag is glowing.
Oh my god, this
That's
person's worth like an army's worth of
combined.
valuables.
That combined with the fact you all have very powerful magic items on your person, you could either be from another time, but since
Ooh, we're time
since the
travelers. We'll go
violent-
with that.
the violet and purple Arcanites are locked behind the rainbow walls, that is much less.
How do you know? Have you ever travelled in time?
No.
See, you don't know. Them.
Technically, we are all traveling in time, forward, second by second.
There's just
Oh,
a processing over Alvina's face.
Mhm.
I understand that, so I'm going to threaten you with a chair, and can we continue this conversation? And she just picks
Thus,
up
it
a
leaves
chair.
only one possibility. You are Arcanites yourselves. Highly unlikely, given as what we have already said, the Arcanites are behind the rainbow wall. Or you are from another world.
Yes.
Except you. You are dressed how the people of
Insert
wherever
name.
Gwent is from are dressed.
Where the hell is
You
fucking-
alone.
Well,
are
I
rules of the
don't know
script.
about that one. Give me an insight check for that one, James.
Good.
Where the- where the-
Gwen is deliberately not.
No,
Yeah, you don't know jack shit about where Gwen's
Gwen-
from. Gwen could be
Gwen-
with them for all you know.
Great. You're
You-
clearly dressed from Atlantis.
Lou, can
You do not look like the others. I do not know where you are from. You could be from the sky.
I mean, I do have 4 legs. Does that mean I don't look like the others as well?
Oh, do you know how to fly, Gwen? Apparently you come from the sky.
I'm gonna message Lou and tell him, go find fuck you. I need him to distract.
Oh no, fuck you's being brought in.
Yeah, Grogu's being
Are
For
brought
the
in.
sake of having the party together for now.
Are
He's
there
being
any
dragged
more?
in.
They've been dragged
Are
in
there-
and they're just unhappy in the corner for now.
Yeah.
Have any
Get
more
escape later.
come? Have
Oh.
any more come from your world?
Oh fuck.
That prick, Junior.
Yes.
That prick Junior, not on my records.
Vampire, awful at everything.
Thinks he's
Blew
a-
up his own
He's
stealth.
also known as Junior.
Tried to
He's-
feed.
Oh.
Tried to feed Zormir to a plant.
I shall add
Basically-
his name to my records.
Yep, it's
That prick Junior, aka Junior. He goes by his last name then, sometimes.
Yeah.
Is that prick his first name?
Yes.
Excellent. Adding
Deadpan,
records. That prick
yes.
Junior.
Can I message fuck you and tell him to distract the professor? Because
Don't tell him that. He'll steal his leg or something.
You can do whatever you want as a character.
yes, because I want to talk to some other people and the professors.
Whether
to
how
get over the
he responds is entirely up to fuck you.
Yeah,
His legs.
that is what I'm doing.
My face goes blank for a second while I add fuck you Junior to my internal memory banks.
Oh, so have you got like an LCD sort of face?
No, it's more of the Iron Man face
Right.
plate. But the lights in the eyes go blank
You're just
slightly.
bringing the freaking
Yeah.
chimeras in.
The Hydra.
Face lights go blank for a second. Doo-doo.
Where are you going? Are they actually leaving the tent, by the way? Or are you just spawning them in? I've just realised.
Oh, they were never in the tent, they were outside it, so I'm just adding them to the outside of the tent.
Oh, I meant Abigail, because she was inside the tent. So.
Oh, yeah, she is. I'm moving
Cool.
her out of the way until I can resize.
That's fair.
They weren't supposed to directly spawn on top of the tent.
Is there any food in the tent, by the way?
You already stole what food.
Not in the tent itself, no. The tent has been meticulously clean and stored away.
Yeah, it's like Albina's already stolen some food from outside the tent. She'd start eating what's in the tent at this point because she's hungry. She's only eating like 400 pounds of food.
So with prestidigitation, one of the things that it can do is it can instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. Can I rust, or does that include rusting things?
You can give the appearance of rust. I don't think it would give the mechanical effects of it, but
Yeah,
you can make it appear as rust.
You just you can't actively corrode it. But...
Yeah, I'm gonna start like spreading a corrosion around the mouth to make it look like it's got a giant like cold sore.
Now remind me, what are the components of prestidigitation? Does it have a verbal or somatic component?
Verbal and somatic, yeah.
Then if you want to try and do this unseen, go ahead and give me a stealth check if you're trying to like be unobserved in the corner while you just try to cast off a spell. Since you're not being directly observed.
Not great, 30.
13. Then depending on what the professor's passive perception is, which I'm pretty sure is ridiculously high.
Yes.
They do, or depending on if they're actually paying attention right now, you're pretty sure they kind of give a quick glance to you and see you casting it and can easily put together what it is you're doing. Given prestidigitation is a cantrip and a pretty common spell.
Yeah.
But the rust does appear, but the professor doesn't seem to, or I'll let James decide this. I imagine
they don't
doesn't
mind.
seem to react.
You making a beard out of rust like Bender?
Cool. No, they don't react. They're still adding "fuck you, Junior" to their internal cores so that these guys can interact with our boss.
You're an Vista.
But while you guys are doing that, what is everyone else wanting to do? Let's give a quick round here.
Alvina will be... She'll put down the chair that she was threatening the professor with.
Oh, and sit down.
And she'll just be looking around the room for anything of vague interest.
And suddenly it's all over now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah! It's the one you're getting. Yeah, she'll be looking around the room for anything of particular interest. And she'll just
go ahead and give me a perception check while you're doing that. Bob, what did you want to do?
I want to try and move the conversation away from just the professor and everyone to actually talking to the people who brung us here and basically see what I need to do to get access to my airship.
You would innately know that you'd want to be talking to the father figure here, so yeah, you can turn towards him. What would you like to say?
Yes, I mean, I would like to get to my airship again to assess the damage, but I don't know what you wish us to do to help you before I can get access, because apparently it's, even though it's mine, I can't get to it because I have to do something for you.
He seems to consider this, and there's a silent pause that drags on for a bit as he seems to be watching you. What is your passive insight?
Give a second.
That's not given as a score.
It's 10 plus your insight.
10 plus insight? Okay.
Passive insight is a 15.
15. This is definitely a negotiating tactic he's pulling off here, and that seems to be the intention of he's deliberately letting the silence go on so that you guys keep talking and giving up more and more information. But he will break it in a little bit in order to move the story along. But Lou and Gwen, what are you guys up to? Lou, what are you up to?
I'll be right back.
Oh. Neil, do you want to be doing anything, or?
I'm just waiting for an answer from the mayor dude about the airship. Tapping his foot, waiting for an answer. Like, come on.
Yeah.
If you don't want to bring any attention to yourself, do you?
Why ever
Gwent,
not?
what about yourself? Remind me, did we come up with a reason you were out here? I'm sure we did, but I've forgotten.
I'd run away from some slavers.
That's fair. So you weren't actively looking for the rebellion or anything. Okay.
Nope. Actively running away.
You stayed with us because ramen.
We're done.
Yes.
pretty much.
Good
Would you like to
ramen.
do Would you like to do anything before we get into the dialogue portion of this?
Just trying to see if the doorway is clear to maybe back out slowly and gently. Well, as slowly and gently as you can as a horse person.
Yep. The tent doors are wide open, attached to either side to just be an archway. However, as you look back, you do see Small Toe and Big Toe appear to be leaning outside, just outside this little caveway, with a number of marauders lurking about.
So I'm assuming this tent is kind of like kind of a shitty-looking pavilion, essentially.
It's a big
It's actually
gazebo.
It's quite well put together and tended. It definitely seems to be made of a variety of stitched together, not quite leather as you look at it. It appears to be made of almost a synthetic plant-like material.
Leather.
As you kind of clocked
Plant
on
leather.
the rest of, it's kind of like plant leather, but it's more cloth-like. It's more like
Hemp?
was
Does it actually still look like plant, or does it like look like cloth?
no, it looks like it's practically just linen actually. It's all
It's
linen.
pretty much just linen. Okay.
It's a fabric.
I'm just describing
tent.
linen.
You've
Yeah,
described a
describe it.
fabric tent, Chris.
I'm describing a fabric tent. It's a fabric
Spectacular.
tent that's been stitched
His
together.
intent was good.
Oh,
It appears to use large
Boo.
bones as its framing. But everything is well tended. Everything is very well kept. And even though it's patched up here and there, it's kind of patched up with excellent quality. They definitely seem to be taking care of this tent and the surrounding fabrics that make up this little control area.
Since it looks basically like linen and not actually plants, Alvin is not going to try and eat the tent. Correct?
Oh, I like your character arc, Wolfie. You're going to eat the big bad, aren't you?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Give
He's
it a
going to
chance.
throw the big bad at someone.
In a nice.
I hope
in
the
a nice
big
change
bag
up
ends
from
up being
eaten.
someone edible. Just for the lols.
He's a cake
Fear
golem.
me. I am the jelly ooze. Wait, what? I mean, wait, I've heard of you.
I'm Alvina Alador. I am your greatest nemesis.
That's a one-shot idea right there.
Nom, 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 nom.
The jelly
Alvina's
custard
dreams.
ooze.
Alvina's dreams.
All right, sorry.
Well then, shall we get down to negotiations?
Yes.
So what I've gathered from the professor's rambling, and generally their insight, if a little single-minded, is quite credible, and from what my daughter's told me, and I assume she did test you, as you see Abigail kind of nodding enthusiastically.
I'm not a master liar, by the way.
No, I've gathered that.
Oh, is that when I'm...
My daughter is an excellent leader, but she does tend to overestimate some people.
Just nodding.
That's fair.
What were the results?
Well, the fact that they're here implies that they're not spies, and that's all I care about. If the professor is correct and you come from either an alternative world or time travelers, I care neither of which. I only care about one thing, and answer me true, or we're going to have a problem.
Yes.
What do you want?
Money.
Freedom.
My airship, so I can track down
Yes.
that little shit who ended up bringing us here in the first place, and to avenge my former mentor. Is that true enough for you?
Revenge, freedom, and money.
Pet.
Easily
He gives
done.
a slight smile and a nod. His shoulders relaxing. You didn't. Only after he's relaxed, you notice how tense he actually was. He seems even he moves his hand away from the handle of something at his hilt.
He decreases a full foot in height. Ah, that can be me.
Somebody needs a massage.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news at least. My daughter is I trust in her judgment, but the enemies we fight have many ways of deception. There's always the risk. What do you know of this world you've come to?
Don't
Don't
It
step
has
in the
dangerous
weird.
towers in them.
Don't step in the weird oil. If you're an artificer, you will get kidnapped.
Yes.
You
Smells
guys
weird.
aren't. You guys have got
Ah.
some pretty good cooks out there in the town. I have to say, compliments to that old lady that I got this food off.
You've met Cross and Bones.
Yes.
I'm amazed you survived,
Oh, we
especially
broke
with
most
this
of his.
one's mind.
We broke most of his tower and ate his food.
That's going to be
Chris.
problematic. We try to keep a neutral relationship with Cross and Bones. They're manageable if you don't give them any artificers. Not that we have any, though.
What about the guy in the story?
Chris, would I know the Cross and Bones are? Would I be privy to that?
Give me a intelligence check. Let's see how well you studied up. It'll be a low DC as you did research this area, but it might be kind of a minor thing that's too minor even for you to focus on.
Never
Oh,
mind.
Jesus.
No, you are meticulous
all of
in your
that.
researching.
I've broke into their tower so many times, bitches!
You know every player in this continent. You have studied every single threat to the rebellion, every neutral faction.
It's how you spend your downtime.
You know what trees made from.
You even have far too many details about Cross and Foon's weird foot fetish they seem to have. You don't understand it, but dear God, have you chronicled it?
Yes. 17 tomes in my library are just devoted to my my misunderstanding of that.
Yes. You even have a couple additional details, such as Cross and Bones are suspected to be operating with the Spectre Corps,
Which
is
are
a neutral faction from the Deadlands down south and is a mix of liches and specters, so ghosts effectively a bit more powerful, that have their own chaotic agenda and influence upon the world. They're kind of more like a spy network, and they have their own goals, but their goals don't involve wiping out or enslaving Noid, so they technically count as neutral.
Well, they're like a clan mesh in Warhammer. They just get paid to do shit for other people, and they just go, "Yep, sure."
how did the Nothics factor into that we talked about? Because the Nothics,
talked
don't the
about?
Nothics... Yeah, didn't the Nothics...
They found us when we first arrived.
So they're not involved with Cross and Bones?
Yeah,
No, the
work
Nothics
for,
are...
They're
the
too busy
Republic,
with
right?
Steve.
They work for
Aw.
Reflection.
Yeah.
They are minions and scouts for the Ethereal Republic.
No, I mean,
They are
were they
apparitions.
in the Cross and Bones tower?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
The weird technical monster, the totally not an aboleth, honest gov, was in the tower.
Right. I was misremembering then.
Who I'm
Perfect.
not sure
There we
we've
go.
mentioned actually, and I don't think Abigail mentioned.
No, you
either.
haven't.
So
No, you haven't yet.
He's guarding our hydras.
But yes, where do we get to the end?
Spectre
that's
Corps
good.
have their own goals.
Oh yeah, but that was you. I meant before you did the Nat 20.
was talk about Cross and Bones in general. That they tried to stay neutral. That was generally it. That was the last thing.
Do you know what has become? Or let's do this a different way. Tell me about yourself. What is the world like where you come from?
Oh, it's great. And Alvina starts just listing off random stuff from her homeland. Just like, well, there's these monsters that try to kill me. They're really fun. There's these monsters. There's this dragon. There's this thing. There's this thing. It's really fun to run through the trees. And she just starts rambling.
What about the Altumd, the elementals, the gods?
I mean, the gods are okay, I guess. They tend to
I
stay out
should-
of the area for me.
Share a look with the leader. What do you mean they're all right?
I mean, they're just there. They're a thing.
Are
Some
they all
religious guy
alive?
tried to teach me about it, but I didn't listen.
I'm not a studier of the
Yeah,
gods.
I think they're alive,
I
right?
But
Yes.
is the world like this world?
Oh.
Are you ruled over by the All-Tombed?
Oh God,
What? No.
No, they lost that war.
The All-Tombed lost in your world?
Yes.
How is that possible?
They lost. You know, like rock, paper, scissors, they picked the wrong one.
Yes, this place is a little
Wasn't there something like
broken.
was it the giants or the dragons? Didn't they change sides or something like that?
Only Zormir give me a history check.
That's why it's like I'll be the
The religious doctrine is very different. Oh, is there any wizards from the original world?
I don't think
Is
so.
it-
There's a bard.
No, bards don't get taught this.
But I say this might be a story. This might be a story.
There's a secret
15 is
history
still
that
good.
only the arcane studiers tend to learn that differs from the religious doctrine that everyone else is taught.
15.
Yeah.
To the point where a lot of you guys probably aren't even that aware. Like, you're aware there was a war, but you aren't actually aware of how that war started, only that the gods banished the old deities that threatened the destruction of Noidkind. You know, your classic, it's told from the gods' perspective.
Yeah, I've just been assuming that Alvina knows the story of she was told random stuff by her family, and whether it's actually true or in any way relevant is completely arbitrary. So,
But Zormir, given that you are a studier of the arcane truths of reality, you actually focus more on your Arcanite studies, which requires you to understand and study the reality of history, free of religious biases. Which means you know a little bit more. In particular, because you are an artificer, you've also studied a bit more about the Void Giants in Purple and the turn of the Giants in the Prime Wars. So you know that in the original Prime Wars, and because you've actually studied the Arcanites, you know that the war effectively centered around the destruction of a soul engine within the creature known as Yellow, one of the Arcanites and Weavers of Law. It was with this, essentially this trick by King Evil, the Primordial, who thrust one of the soul engines inside of Yellow in a backstabbing that resulted in Yellow having to maintain energy on that soul engine, outputting and what led inevitably to the rise of the demonoid soul and the abyss. That caused the giants, who are quite honor-bound by nature, to become so worried and revolted about the destructive nature of the demonoids that they actually switched sides in the war. And this switch allowed the gods the ever so slight upper hand that allowed them to push and win the rest of the war, as well as a number of other things involving the demonoids.
Demon.
So yes, the war was effectively won because of the attack on Yellow and the destruction of a soul engine and the creation of demonoids and the turn of the giants.
Do you just parrot that back, or?
Well...
Or do you admit a few things?
Something about demon.
There's a bit more to it than that, and I believe there's a bit of tit for tat required here now that I see you're trying to play us.
Do you mention the thing about Yellow?
Nope, nothing.
All right, okay.
Yellow of the, like, what, 3 fingers now?
Yes, Yellow with 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Well, you know, technically he has 4 fingers on the other hand, so he's from 8 to 7.
Yeah.
But Arcanite must be plentiful where you are from.
Yeah.
Yes, somewhat. There's definitely some places that are rich in Arcanite. There's other places that not so much.
While you guys discuss this, I'm going to quickly refill my water.
But
there's a few places that mine it and sell it.
Yes,
I wish I could see it. I wish I could see it.
I mean, no, I'm not going to do that. That'd be painful. Never mind.
I mean...
Alvina pulls her hand away from the spice pouch that she was going to totally pocket sand the professor with red Arcanite.
Your ship is a magnificently put together machine.
Yes.
Don't flatter him. He doesn't need a bigger ego.
I have enjoyed taking it apart and studying how it works.
Please do not say you.
Then I just step out of the way.
I have put it back together, of course. I wished to see how it was powered. I am fascinated by power source.
You know this ship's only been here for a day, right? You would not have enough time for that.
He gives a very big.
That's why I've only scratched the surface.
He
I
took
have
like an
barely
arm of
begun
plate
to
off and
scratch
looked
the
at it.
surface.
Please do not touch my vessel any more than because there is some very delicate equipment in there that if you break it, I don't
Oh,
think
I have
can.
not touched. I have not touched any of the equipment. I have been sketching it.
I don't think I can replace it with the fact that you were saying there's very limited arcanite. I may be able to, in a sense, maybe if I know what the arcanites of this will do, maybe rig something up. But from what you're
There
saying,
are there are very few arcanites remaining. Very few of the actual crystal left, or it is rare and hard to come by.
I mean, I have this, and I'll take out one of the red orbs. I mean,
I just begin like
What are
eye
those,
thing,
are the
begin
vermilion
scanning.
orbs?
the orange orbs, no, the one
Just one
from
of
from
The
what
ones you prized out of the taps.
from what I can insight from these, this is a combination of what was it, red and yellow,
Red and orange, wasn't it? Or red and yellow?
Red and orange.
Vermilion.
vermilion.
Vermilion arcanite, a fusion of red and orange arcanite, used in lasers.
Yes.
Where did you find this?
We nicked it.
Understandable. It is rare, but not as rare as the originals.
I mean, if I can find out what each of these different arcanites can do, and we can find some sources, I can.
Yeah, it'd be very convenient if we had some sources. It'd make food much better.
But
I was just thinking ketchup and brown and how to work that in, Wilfie. Thank you. I'm glad we did.
Hey, I'm the dumb one. I'm allowed to make these quips. That's the point.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping someone
You're
would.
the
So I didn't
foodie
have
as
to.
well.
I'm the foodie.
Yeah.
He was a fucking idiot.
beyond that, I would need to see the state of my airship to assess whether it is flight worthy still, and what I need and require to make it flight worthy again.
Can I roll a check to see if because I saw the ship and I've got my telescopic vision. From Alvina's basic knowledge of what the ship looks like, did it look particularly damaged? If I can roll a check for that.
Oh yeah, it's practically bloodied, mate. Like there's giant gashes throughout it. Some of the masts are destroyed. Definitely a giant crack in its engine arcanite.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, yeah, it looks pretty damaged.
Yes,
It was like that when I found it, I swear.
You did do a terrible job of dragging it. I saw those marks on the mountainsides. You can't fool me.
I shrug.
But I need to assess things to see, and I need to see what you have so I can make up an educated guess of whether I can make you anything out of what you have here.
I turn
And,
to the leader.
why would you want to do that?
Because
Let's be frank. You're strangers here. You don't owe us anything. Why would you help us?
Because
we like helping people.
The more people we have, on
Insight check.
She's telling the truth, so.
Right, sure you are.
She is. She likes helping people. She just.
Zormir said he would try and help make airships
Please roll a
for
natural one.
everybody else.
Oh, I'm not rolling.
I want you to roll because I want you to nat
No,
one and just
fine.
like what's her name, think that I'm a master liar. Yep.
Wow. Two.
You like helping people.
Master liar. You don't know if I'm telling the truth or not.
stony face of Smiles and
Completely
giggles.
straight face. Unreadable.
When you say we like helping people, fuck you just rolls his eyes.
I'm sorry, but I'm the more eyes and the more people I have on my side, the more likely I'm going to find that little bastard
That prick Junior.
that Junior who's eluded me again.
We'll get him. Don't worry.
I know, but he's the only one who knows how the hell he made that device that sent us
I'm
here.
not convinced. I'm not convinced he knows. I'm convinced he
Yeah,
found it somewhere
I
and
think it was
tweaked
a happy accident.
He probably stole it himself.
Exactly.
I need to at least know what he stole or whatever he.
I don't think he knows what he stole. He just turned something on. It might have been a fridge for all we know.
Whatever. I can glean any insight into what he had, I can maybe get us home.
You speak of this device. I assume it caused, gathering from what you've said, now I'm no expert, but some form of field that seems to have dragged everything through, right? A vortex, a black hole of some
Oh,
kind.
it was a big bomb that exploded.
Yeah, most of us were unconscious at the time, but
But did you see the item explode?
Yeah, I was right next to
Yes.
it. I was a giant ape at the time.
What was the item made of? Was it also
Metal.
arcanite?
metal,
Metal,
probably
arcanite. Yeah, there's
glass. I
colours.
think there was like a cup somewhere on it, but that might have been his drink.
If
Yeah, there's a cup holder.
Sorry.
I mean, if I knew, I could make...
I
For
was-
fuck's sake.
I win.
I mean, if I knew, Professor, I wouldn't be asking the question of what it was and why I'd need to get him. I wouldn't even bother with the little shit other than I want to kill him.
I have to rip his limbs off again.
Dead creatures cannot be bargained with, nor reasoned with, nor questioned.
Can be bargained with. We bargained that Zome stood out of the room while he turned the machine on, so I didn't hit him with the steak covered in garlic.
That is unusual. Most vampires, in my readings, I have never met one myself.
Yeah, most vampires aren't chicken shits.
He's not the smartest either.
Most
So
vampires,
that may have something to do with it.
most vampires don't care about what color the cleanliness of their clothes as well. Little bastard
All right. I think I have enough here. There's just one last piece I need. And as he says this, he straightens up and he walks over to Lou. What do you want? Do you want to go home like your friends? Do you want destruction and adventure like your... This one, pointing to Alvina and fuck you.
You're this one. That's accurate.
I
Bucky's
don't
now
want
picking his nose.
destruction like the two colleagues of mine you pointed out. I would very much like to go home. Because I prefer it there than here from what I've seen. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No, I appreciate your honesty.
Where is home to you?
It is another version of Alterra.
I gathered, but whereabouts? You are not
Woods.
you are not like these others.
They're quiet.
It's
No, what he means by that is you are divine touched.
it's I'm from a nice town. It's
Professor, you can
not
count out.
from
The rules don't
What?
apply to our world. See, what the professor is worried about is that we've only ever seen 5 others of your kind. Enforcers for the Empire. Ruthless, destructive creatures who have single-handedly toppled empires.
Insight in Lou's response and
We've
what's
also
going on
got
here.
Jesus. Okay. Natural 20.
Because-
I mean,
also
it depends
do.
what the deception is.
Yep. Go for it, Neil. Let's hear your deception.
Wait, why are they? They're not lying about anything.
Well,
Yeah, I was going to
I'm also
tell
I'm
the
inciting
truth
the
of my
conversation in general.
backstory.
I'm inciting the conversation in general.
I want to see it because I didn't background check any of these chuckleheads. I just brung them.
That's
along
your
with-
dumb
I
ass
wonder.
fault.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Alvina and fuck you are evidence of that. Who didn't check.
So I'm generally inciting the conversation because I was rushing it a bit too much and just took his knowledge at face value and took him along.
Hey, you actually beat Alvina.
Yep.
No one actually hired fuck you. He just tagged along.
To be honest, Alvina just showed up partially. Probably when you guys left town, she went, "Oh, sure, why not? I'm joining." You can't stop
Stowaways.
me.
Spectacular.
It's not stowaways. She was very active on it. If you ever stowaway like kicked the captain over and just walked onto the ship.
So
fuck
yes,
you was in a
you
barrel.
understand. So yes, you understand our apprehension.
I do, and I think that's a fair enough assumption to make under the circumstances.
Perhaps if
I
someone
don't
were
hold it
to-
against you.
Perhaps if someone were to go with them, sir, to wherever they are going.
And
I'm
where are they
fine with
going,
that.
Professor?
I do not know.
They haven't gone anywhere yet.
Well,
You're not coming with me to the bathroom.
I simply
Obviously
want
not.
to know what
That's
each of our
just gonna
guests
be fuck you.
for.
You're also not coming with me to the bathroom.
sorry, what was that, Chris?
I simply wish to know what each of our guests desired. This individual has told me. I believe them. Which allows me to do this. And put my proposal.
Sorry to interrupt, but I do want to change because about 6 years ago, I was kind of put under a spell, I suppose you could say. And
A spell?
yes, I became sort of mesmerized by undead creatures of some sort. And I left my body, my spirit left my body. So
It
I could
happens
only...
to the best of us.
Yeah, I'm
Professor,
pleased to
let
hear
the man
that.
finish.
It's not just me. But when my spirit came back to me, I found out that I had been imbued, I suppose you could call it, with powers that turns out to be from the Elder God. I do want to change. I'm trying to. That's why I would like to get back home.
We went to all those meetings.
Yes, I didn't want to say anything because, I'm a little bit ashamed. People already judge me by my looks anyway. So I don't want...
You gain your powers from an elder god, you say?
Unwillingly, it was unbeknownst to me at the time.
Which?
Okay.
I'm sad to say that it is Elder God.
Are you going to say the actual name, or are you intentionally saying Elder God, by the way, out of curiosity?
Are you being truthful about this, Pit, or are you
Yeah, I'm being completely honest.
Okay.
It's out of control, you patron.
Elder Control.
Yeah.
I turn back to the leader.
Okay, I did not know this.
I don't know, that explains it.
I draw a raised
I've-
eyebrow on my face. As if to say, what do we do?
So you'd be like Millhouse.
I really don't know what to do.
Walk over. What's Abigail's reaction to that, by the way? I've got a question.
You just see her just stand there, kind of her eyes darting back and forth between Lou and her father, as he just stands there, his face composed and unreadable, as he just seems to be staring at Lou, considering them.
Alvina walks quietly up behind Abigail and just pats her on the back, going, "So next time," and she just whispers to her, "Next time, apparently check the quiet weird one as well."
I know that now, don't I? Why didn't you tell me this earlier?
I didn't know. I just thought it was into some weird cult stuff.
What's that even mean? What's the cult?
That was
They are
research tried to see if I could get rid of these powers, inverted commas.
So,
Do I have your permission to attempt something?
Lobotomy is off the table.
No, it will not take but a few seconds.
Lobotomy is
your
off the
permission?
table.
I consent to that, Professor.
I'm gonna try and use my mana drain here. And so, as an action, I can target one creature, gain an insight into the creature's innate abilities and the relative power of their soul or essence. I'm aware of warlocks, I presume, in this world. They're not as uncommon as artificers.
No, they'd actually be quite prevalent since there's a lack of clerics.
Yeah.
Imagine they'd be. Wouldn't warlocks be like really common for the enemies though?
No, because everyone, the rebellion has a lot of warlocks for a lot of neutral factions because it's the only way to like get a neutral power source.
I guess, yeah, because it's like the undead and things. Okay, that makes sense.
The undead, monstrosities, some like rogue
Kraken.
celestials.
Krakens.
Yeah. Like it's one of the easiest and quickest power
Hydras.
sources to fight back.
I'd like to attempt to use my mana drain. I'm going to expend a soul point to attempt to seal. It says spell or magical ability. Can I try and seal Lou's invocations for a sec, for an action?
Just to see... go ahead and give me a charisma save.
Charisma save. Oh, fuck off.
You are dabbling with the powers of a god, to be fair.
I really should have taken proficiency in charisma save rather than constitution.
Constitution's usually more useful, to be fair.
Yeah, it is usually. Maybe I'll just take that at next level.
As you do so, you find that there is a strong psionic connection wrapped around Lou's soul. And as you prod it or try to weave through it carefully, it seems to look back at you. And you get this essence, this feeling, this overwhelming domination, and you just feel the essence of control. As you take 15 psychic damage.
Oh, resistant to that.
Your brain is strong.
You get the impression that you managed to quickly get away in time, but if you try to dive into that, as you are well aware, Elder Control seems to have some form of connection to this creature. Not from what you've sensed from other agents, because you have battled against agents of control before. Not the same stranglehold, but there does seem to be a tether. A very thin tether, but a tether strong enough still to repel you.
Lou apologizes to the professor for the sore head there.
No, it is fine. I wipe away some oil from like the side of my faceplate. Do I get a sense that it is the president control from this world that has the tether, or if it is another control?
You would have no way to compare it.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Even though I fought agents, as you just said.
I mean, you don't know the other one, is the thing.
Oh, that's true. I don't know the other one.
Yeah, as far as you know, this is a weakened version, so for all you know, this is just a weakened version of President Control.
If I can experiment further, I may be able to purge you of this control, but it will take some time.
What kind of experiments, if you don't mind me asking?
Lobotomy is still off the table.
Well, since lobotomy is still off the table, that will take some research. And all my laboratory research is back in our base.
Wait, in your base?
The headquarters. I will say no more, as we have a possible agent of another Elder Control in our midst. It does not seem to be President Control, or perhaps it is a weakened state. There is a tether, a link, but it is not the domineering effect that we have seen in the past, directing this towards the leader.
I mean, it goes back to
I would
telling
not
Abigail
immediately...
how to...
I would not immediately trust them, but if this link can be reversed, exploited, we could tip the balance in our favor. Some sort of negative feedback loop, as in a machine, may help us in this instance. These noids
go ahead and
could
give
have
me
the powers.
a persuasion check.
Oh dear.
And you can use either charisma or intelligence as the base.
Intelligence? Yeah!
You are making a logical debating argument.
I would have... So it would just be...
Go.
That's me. Alvina's trying to see if she understood what just happened.
Right.
Alvina's trying to understand what happened. Apparently she does.
I'll just...
You understand the seriousness of this matter.
Yeah.
It's the looks
So it
on the
would be-
faces
Zormir is
and the professor's eyebrows.
Holy shit, okay.
Yeah! Neil, you may destroy us all, but at least I'm gonna be the one to blame for it.
Isn't that also higher because you have a higher int?
Yeah, so I'm... Yeah, essentially. But
You not have
but yeah,
deception, though.
you said persuasion, but it's a -1. My deception is +5, so it would have been the same as an intelligence check.
Fair. Okay, so it's 25.
Yeah.
Cool. As the warden raises his hand for silence, or the warder, he also, I haven't gotten to the point where he's introduced himself yet.
I'm just
We
calling
know
him the
him as
leader.
Dad.
There's so many back and forth and reveals.
His name is Father, clearly.
As
That's
father
all.
raises his hand for silence.
Badly
As you
no!
finally established.
Oh, I've spent a class resource at some point.
Professor, your current mission, remind me, what priority level did the Phoenix give it?
4. To find more fragments of Arcanite and the Soul Engine. And Soul Shards, as we have called them.
Well, soul shards can't be found. You wouldn't be looking for soul shards. They're created.
They just found them on the ground.
Well, pieces of the Soul Engine and
X
Arcanite.
amount of people
traces.
died there.
Probably level 4 out of 100. No, out of 5. I don't.
Is that
I was
low
gonna
or
say,
high?
that's not so bad.
Is that
You
low
don't
or
know.
high priority?
I'm gonna say it's level 4. Make of that what you will, Chris. These guys don't know.
Oh yeah, I was already working with it.
4 is a number.
As father nods.
It's canon now.
Yep, I'll
And
be
breathes
just
out.
happy.
Then I'm afraid we're going to have to delay that. This takes priority.
But sir, this is my life's work.
It wasn't that much.
Your priority was simply to return back to base with this one in tow. As they nod down to, and then they stop and look at what is just the giant pool of orange. As they look back over to the bag.
It is in the bag, sir.
Yes.
I
Right
would
now.
say that is a minor mission in the overall arc that is my life's work, sir. This is a minor side mission, if you will, to the main quest line that my life is on.
Professor, we really need to talk about when somebody asks you what the mission is, to have the actual mission given to you by the Phoenix and not your personal mission.
You did not specify.
I know. You just see him grumbling under his breath. He's clearly had enough of your shits.
My apologies.
Anyway, let me make my counteroffer now. As I've yet to fill you in on why I care about any of this.
Whoa.
As you may have
that?
Sorry,
gathered from
that was me
your...
sniggering at
Yeah.
the memes.
I'm proud of that one.
Right, okay.
As you may have gathered from your time, albeit short that it has while here, this is not this. Looks over at Alvina. Well, I guess it wasn't really safe from where you've come from anyway. This isn't where you've left, but it seems like it still might be some way as dangerous. In this
Also, this is
world,
in
the
the...
gods never won any war. The war rages on. The Ultimed and the Primordials, as well as what remains of the mad gods, turned from their depths into corrupted entities. Tyrants with unfathomable power now split the skies between the three factions and the neutral frontiers.
Yes, I kind of noticed that when I was outside.
Yes. There's little known about what actually happened back in those days. Or at least so much knowledge has vanished over the generations, so many rebellions put down. Only that Noid life is now resides in one of three categories. Those enslaved by the empires, put to work as indentured servants or undying soldiers in the divine empire.
Yes.
Slave labor in the Ethereal Republic, or just simply toiling workers for the primal chaos.
Yes.
It is difficult to be annoyed in this world.
So, Mr.
The other
You guys-
category.
I know people all the
Just
time.
father. Please, just father. Mr.
Just
is my
father.
father.
Oh, okay.
No, wait.
Mr. Father was my father.
Mr. is my father.
That was grandfather.
What remains of the Noid population, 90% dwell in slavery.
Yikes.
For the remaining 9%, they have turned against their own kind. They have taken up as the slave masters and middling managers in the various empires, turned against those they once served to the ideals of the masters they serve, to give them some semblance of freedom and life. They
I
are the
hate
traitors.
I always hate middle management.
They hunt down their own kind, or they destroy any who get in the way of their masters. They are nothing but dogs to their owners. They can claim to be free, that if you work hard enough, you will rise above your station. If you bow and plead enough with the masters, you will gain some semblance of equality. Even then, they are the lowest of the social totem pole.
Whitney's got a bit stony face, that one just cracks her knuckles.
Then there's the remaining 1% of all Noids. Those
He's just
who
carving
have
his name into
decided
a table.
to throw off the shackles of slavery, to fight against those who would destroy us, to rise up and say no, that Noids deserve an equal space in this universe, that we do not deserve to be treated as nothing more than scum, that we deserve to be of equals, we deserve to live freely and happily as we deem the masters of our own future. These are the rebellions. Fractured, scattered to the winds, pockets of resistance here and there, safe harbors for slaves who run, and enemies of traitors who attempt to turn us in. That is why we must be so careful with you here.
Just while this
We have
speech
to
is
be
going
sure.
on, the professor's internal sort of gramophone thing is slowly playing patriotic music that's getting a little louder, and he's waving a flag behind you. Well, not as loud as that, Wolfie, but you know, just it's playing underneath while he's making this speech.
Is it dubstep? Is it like
No.
Land of Open Glory but dubstep?
No.
Bum 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 bum.
So, you can understand my position. The empires and various other factions wish to see us destroyed, reslaved, put into servitude, and bound, our futures taken away from us. And it is my job as warder of this settlement to protect those underneath me, to be an arm and a fist for the rebellion to fight back against. We are one of the outposts of an organization that must remain hidden, for if our whereabouts or our numbers were ever discerned by the various factions wishing to destroy us, thousands would die or would be enslaved.
And then all hope would be lost for Noidkind.
Maybe. But let's not test that theory.
Hmm.
Now, I won't tell you what to do. After all, it'd be hypocritical to say that you were imprisoned here or locked here to limit your freedom in any way when all we fight for is a chance to survive. So you may leave whenever you want. That I guarantee you. No harm will come to you. However, the world is vast and broken. An astral sea lies between us and thousands of other small islands that speckle the night sky. Small fragments and clusters of Noid life. Small pockets of resistance that, if formed together in a network, could allow us to rise to something higher. But in order to reach these individuals, with teleportation magic and planar magic being limited as it is, limited in distance, our only chance is for the use of astral ships, or similar to your airship there. It can be modified to withstand the astral winds.
Oh yes,
but
I
that
can do
technology
that.
is difficult to come by.
I could
The
say-
know-how of how to build those lost.
Oh, that's not complicated.
No,
just need
that's
the
why my daughter brought you here.
I just need the materials. And
Materials we have.
when are we going to get to this? Because quite frankly, I am damn bored of these speeches, and I'd like to get to work.
It was very good, to be fair.
Sure. But then now, we cannot allow your ship to return to you.
Aww.
You may leave with your lives, but your ship is ours. It is too vital to the lives of thousands of others that we could save with it.
Yes, and I am going to work with you to provide you with another kind of vehicle or ship like that. I never said I was leaving without doing anything for you to get my property returned, apparently. This is goddamn headache, but...
I know it, I apologize. But I hope you can sympathize with my position. Your ship could save thousands in my hand.
I am, for my world, an investigator. I helped laws of my own lands to
Yeah, he's a
find
cop.
the bad, the bad and the criminal and the despots of my world. Do you think I'm going
Still
to?
a cop.
Do you think I'm going to stand here and just let you have no hope in hell of getting your justice at all?
No,
He's a
I have
cop.
to give you the option. If you wish to stay and help, I will of course welcome the assistance.
Well, if I help you, that in turn helps me. I can't exactly
true.
run around here not knowing what the hell's going on in the outer world. Apparently, it's too far change from what I'm used to. That.
Well, that is where I come to my proposition. In assistance of helping us, I can offer a few things. The rebellion has a vast intelligence network of spies. It's the only way we survive, through knowledge, mongering, and subterfuge.
Oh,
If this creature, this junior who you've mentioned, is here in Salvos, we'll find him, along with any fragments of the strange device that you found, presuming that we find it and not one of the other faction outposts. But any device of high artificery is automatically sent back for review to the headquarters. Now, while I cannot allow you to the headquarters as of right now, as he looks over at Lou. Not until certain criterias are met. I can't send word back there to pass along if anything of interest is found and potentially have it sent here. For the other two, well, the rebellion is more than happy for you to destroy as much of the hostile nations that threaten us as possible. And in our line of work, the rebellion is constantly on danger's edge. I'm sure we can even offer a couple feasts in return for victories.
You
That's just
great.
for Alvina.
Alvina had a big grin on her face already when it was basically like, yeah, we don't care if you destroy a lot of shit, and it just got even bigger.
I think Alvina isn't going to care too much as long as you don't interfere with her keeping her pets.
Hey, I want the feast too. Do you happen to have anyone here? Do you happen to have anyone here who knows a thing or two about dragons?
We will get to that in a second. Let me address Lou first.
I know much about dragons.
Lou, it sounds like you've had quite the ordeal of a life. And if there's anyone who knows a life of struggle, it is us here at the Rebellion, fighting for our freedom. I can only hope that what I'm doing isn't a mistake, that by trusting you and your compadres, that something good will come out of it, and maybe a future where, maybe not my children, as he looks over at Abigail, but maybe my children's children, or the future of their children, could one day look up the broken sky and feel free.
I pat Abigail back. Hey, congratulations, you're having kids apparently.
You see her just go red. Shut up!
All right.
But as of that, while you are here with us, I must request that you be taken into the custody of the professor.
What?
As I mentioned, your mission is being postponed. You will no longer be returning to Bastion with the little one.
Oh,
I know.
While that encrypted knowledge could be useful, as you so helpfully pointed out and convinced me of, Professor, the small thread, the link that Lou here, if I remember correctly, possesses back to the president and the ruling elite of the Ethereal Republic could prove both far too dangerous, but far too rewarding if the risks pay off. And I cannot ignore the possibility of hope. So with that, Professor, I hereby assign you to guard Lou and to help them understand that connection, to stand as equal against that connection. I'm no stranger to Warlock pacts, and while I know that this control of your past may allow the control of the present to influence you and dictate you, I truly believe that if you are strong enough of will, you can fight back against it on equal ground. It may limit the powers you possess, but, well, control isn't as all-controlling as he may believe.
I'm willing to lose those powers.
Hey, Lou, if you think of this
but Lou,
as
you
well.
don't ever lose the knowledge you gain. You simply don't gain more knowledge.
Yeah.
Also,
that's
Lou,
what I mean.
think of it,
I'm in
think of it this way.
agreement.
Think of it this way. If you don't get any more powers, you finally get an excuse to actually take me up on the offer of the workout routine.
But I'm not saying you
that's
can't
wrong.
manipulate control. Or actually, that is what I'm exactly saying, is that you may be able to manipulate control into giving you insight and knowledge as a double agent. Here we have all agents of control are indoctrinated from birth. From the very conception, they are taught nothing more than to be subservient. But you, I can see it, there is fire in your heart. This may prove be one of the most promising opportunities that will ever be presented to us. But it will be dangerous, and if Control realizes that you are playing them, he will not hesitate to annihilate you.
They will likely sever the connection and turn you into a feeble-minded fool.
No, I fear it will be far worse.
Or worse. And that's if they're being kind, which they are not.
Lou, I want you to consider this. because I want you to have all the knowledge and the facts and the risks when you make your choice. That you can turn away from the power, and the professor will help you sever your connection if you wish, and you do not wish to risk this new entity, this more powerful entity than you are familiar with, dominating you. Or if you are willing to take that risk to help the rebellion, and I know what I ask is selfish, you could save thousands with your knowledge gathering intel. But have a thought of it. I want you to make sure you are in possession of all the facts when you made your choice.
I appreciate that, sir.
Given maybe some of the right materials, I may be able to infuse something magically to aid him in deceiving.
I hope so. That could be useful. And we will be able to help you with as much as you require, at least what is disposable to us. We are scarce on resources. But first, in order for you to have all the knowledge you need to make your decision, before I tell you, if you choose to accept it, your first task with the rebellion, I want you to know what you're fighting for. So this is where our meeting ends. I want you to go out and I want you to meet the village, meet the rest of the people of the rebellion, and to explore and to see if it's worth dying for, to worth fighting for. You will, of course, as he looks to Zormir, have access to your ship while you are here. It is over in the alcoves with the rest of our craftsmen and engineers and the rest of our scrap supply. You have full reign to consult them as you need to in the repairs of your ship, but do know that until this first mission is complete, your ship will belong to us. If you complete this mission, the ship will be yours again, and you may take it and leave, and that will be us, our relationship at an end. But it will be a dangerous mission, and one that is fully benefiting the rebellion. So yes, I will tell you this when you return to me after you have explored. You may find rest in the huts. I'm sure that our medicine woman will be able to provide you with shelter if you wish to rest the night. But whenever you've decided to accept your mission, you may return to this tent and find me in my work. And I will fill you in on the details of what it is we request of you.
That's fun. And don't worry, even if we leave, I'm sure we'll be back at some point after the mission. So
yeah, because you wouldn't hunt me down if we just left.
We like that. Oh, the professor's bugging out.
Professor, are you okay?
A technical glitch.
But yes, the professor can, or Abigail can guide you around and give you a brief summary of the various areas in the village, and you can explore at your leisure. And I do truly hope that you decide to stay. The rebellion could use some new fighters.
Awesome.
Fuck you, are you okay over there? Is he snoring?
Oh, Squint, where's mine?
Fuck you, stop listening a while.
Oh.
While ago.
Carving into like fuck you, Vizier.
I have no control.
1 second.
They've got they said we can explore.
Alright.
You can go annoy Big Toe more if you want.
Yeah, you definitely do that. Get him. So.
How's your bladder?
Alvina's just gonna pour out with Abigail. So Abigail, you're apparently gonna give me the tour.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, as you can see, she's still a little bit flushed from earlier comments. Yep. As, she walks out and you see Small Toe and Big Toe kind of just give a nod to her, and then looks at the rest of the party. Big Toe obviously staring dagger eyes into Fukyu.
Alvina's still walking.
Fukyu's gonna grin and just walk about 60 foot away from him. turn around, like do like the oogly boogly and whisper something, and his shoes now smell of piss.
Alvina's gonna just she's put her arm around Abigail and is just literally steering her out and just walking off. So, is there anyone here knows about dragons? Is all anyone else here is on the way out?
I'm gonna stop next to Lou Grim and go. I will do what I can to help. If you choose to help them by taking on that burden, but I can't guarantee it will be perfect right now, and it is a big risk. We are talking about eldritch deity that seems to be a bit more powerful in this dimension. So I wish you luck, and I'm going to have a conversation with our friend over there, the horse person, because they have been kind of thrust into this as well. I feel we all have been thrust into something we're not quite ready for, but I'm sure we will rise
that way, and thank you.
I'm sure we will rise to the occasion. Good luck.
I hope so.
I just realized I haven't put the ship on the map yet. Where's all ship?
I thought it was that big pile of wreckage.
Oh, it's there.
Zombie's like, what the fuck?
And going talk to Gwen.
There you go.
Grim, perhaps we should leave the doctor and Gwent here to converse. Would you like to see the market?
Yes.
Don't forget
if you're talking to me.
Don't forget your bag with the cobalt in it.
I've got it on my back.
No, Alvina's with Abigail.
Alvina's walked out with the kobold and Abigail.
Okay. Apparently they took it.
It was in Alvina's bag. She literally picked the kobold up when they passed out and put her in the bag with her head leaning out.
Patting her on the head.
All right, everyone gather around, okay? Father wants me to at least give you the rundown, and then you can split off if you want.
Alvina's already taken, she steered Abigail out of the tent already.
Yeah, she stopped you just outside.
Fucky's looking for a bed.
Yeah.
Wait, everyone, come here first.
It's best if you just keep walking.
I just need 2 seconds.
See?
All right, fine.
They're just like that. Let's just go and... Will you give me the toe? And the little kobold.
You want to know about dragons?
Yeah.
My friend, that armor I gave you, I can maybe fix it up for you, so you have a chance to be more safe. Sorry, Seth. You can be more safe.
You can be more safe. Good.
If you'd like.
Who is it that you're talking to?
Gwen.
I have no idea.
Gwen. Gwen's gonna go with Zormir towards the ship. Like, if you can get me freedom, I will follow you. Get me freedom.
You're free to follow us to wherever you want to go. I'm not going to stop you.
No, but you can take me on the ship and get me out of here.
If you wish. But we need to, in their eyes, earn the ship back. So, I will give you the armor that I gave you to make you feel more safe. You seem a bit skittish, my friend.
It's been a rough old life.
I can understand, considering what I've heard about this place.
But, like I said, if you can get me free, then I will keep you alive. That's the best I can do.
I believe you're already free. You're in the rebellion here. And
this isn't freedom. This is just another fight.
Very well.
Oh, I like that.
Good line.
Yeah.
And
That's
this-
fair. Let's quickly split everyone up into parties just so I can go around in scenes and stuff.
Mhm.
Give
Yes.
each person, each group their metric. As you, Alvina, as you lead Abigail well, she mentioned something about you probably want to. I guess Jam would have the most information. He's technically runs Savior's Rest, but he's between you and me. He's also in charge of the intelligence network with back with the rebellion. So he studies all of the strange working-ons of the other factions. So yeah, I'll take you there. And begins leading you into this area that I will describe when we get to you.
Alvina, Abigail, and Assas, the AAA team.
Fuck you. What are you doing? Because you previously did some magic stuff to Big Toe. Then where are you off to?
Yeah. So he's made Big Toe's shoes smell like piss.
Too late.
Hmm?
Too late.
Too late.
Yeah,
They
they
already
already
smell.
did. Yeah. But
Either way. So then he's just going to stay within 60 feet of Big Toe and just keep casting like minor illusion. Or no, would need to be 30 feet to cast minor illusion. Yeah, so he'll stay within 30 feet of him casting minor illusions, vicious mockeries at him, just
my God,
teasing.
Just
you're
torment him.
torturing this man. You're bullying
yeah.
this person. That's what
Alright,
you're
so
bullying
you and
this
Big Toe
person.
are going to have some sort of cat and mouse pissing contest
Goblet
over
in
here
the
in the hut segment.
Mhm.
Just so I can describe the hut segment later.
Who's going to be taking bets? If it goes to the hut segment, people are going to be taking bets.
Who knows?
Oh,
Who knows?
if it comes to blows, fuck you's more than happy for that.
He already has. He's cast vicious mockery on it.
Yeah.
starting to get
Zomir and
serious.
Gwent, you were going towards the alcoves and the ship.
Mhm.
So I'll get to that in a second. And Lou and the professor, looks like you guys are heading towards what is effectively the market. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, I'd like
I'm
to...
happy to head wherever first.
Yeah, since Lou's the one who pretty much I'm trying to show the human, or the Noid cost rather, of this fight against President Control, I'm gonna try and show him the goodness and the people more than anything else, and how vibrant the life is here. And
then you'd want to go to the Woodlands, which is the market and communal entertainment area.
Yeah, I figured as much. It was the tents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the lights and the fountains.
Yeah.
Okay then. Then I need someone in each group to roll me a d20, and we'll go by order of highest to lowest.
Do you want to roll, Neil, or will I?
I'll roll.
On you go.
8. Fuck.
That's all right.
11, sorry.
Yeah, I got the 8.
I just saw the 8 come up.
Hey.
I knew someone would get a 20. I knew someone would get a 20. I'm so happy it's fuck you.
Fuck you.
Right. We're
It
starting
feels
to
like the thing we should have ended on is fuck you's thing, when we all reconverge on that, and it's just a pit fighting thing that we're all betting on.
So, roll up rope to see this halfling and this goblin beat the shit out of each other, taking bets 5-1s on the goblin.
Hey man, it was in the maze in Neil's epilogue. Short fights. It's a thing. Short creature fights.
Oh my god.
Short creature fight.
Yeah.
Do you remember, you guys?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Fuck you. As you begin casting,
You got the 3 little dwarfs.
With a mix of precipitation of piss smell and vicious mockeries, Big Toe, after even the first instigation of the precipitation, immediately withdraws a dagger and starts chasing you.
All right. So yeah, fuck you. Runs into this
As you move into the tent occupied area, you find what appears to be a residential district. There are tents sewn throughout the cavern, attached to walls as anchoring points, and people are moving about. While the caves are decently sized, there's only appears to be a sparse population, maybe 100 people throughout. It's not an incredibly large village, but there are still women and children going about their lives here. A few children, not as much as there are teenagers or adults, kind of going about doing carrying laundry. A lot of them appears to be engaged in some sort of craft, either sewing or mending of some variety. And as you look about, it seems that a lot of the stuff here is repurposed or recycled or reused. A lot of the tents are patched up, and a lot of the items they use appears to be scrap of some kind that you've seen throughout the scrapland, but repurposed into furniture or containers, utensils, or plates, bowls, all kinds of items. Some carved down or whittled down into toys, as the people are going about. And you can see there seems to be a purpose, a stride as people move about. They seem to move with determination. Everyone appears to constantly either be engaged in play for the children or engaged in some sort of crafting activity, almost like they constantly need to be making their lives better.
Okay. So Fuck You is gonna make sure that like Big Toe can see him moving in. He's not like running, he's sort of like doing the follow me sort of jog.
Yeah. You're looking back every so often?
Yeah. And then he's going to turn invisible.
Gonna torture this poor toe.
Oh yeah. And so when he's starting to look around for him, Fuck You's gonna sneak behind him and give him a wedgie.
All right. Well, as you get close to him, I'm still gonna need a stealth check at advantage. But a stealth check, as he is being actively aware of you, trying to use his ears and his nose as much as his eyes.
And his toes.
19.
19.
Okay.
That is pretty good.
I don't think I fleshed out their stat block checks. I've never gone into combat.
You can do with like a standard. Can I think there's like a standard like cutthroat? If you want a basic one for him at least.
Did you already viciously mock him? Because I think that gives him disadvantage on his next check. Is that right? Or am I just pulling shit from midair?
I imagine there'd be checks between then.
No, he does not.
Yeah, it's got disadvantage. It's got disadvantage on the thing, but there's a 3 anyway. So
yeah. For 7 perception, you are able to easily sneak up on him.
Yep, and then I'm going to give him a wedgie.
Sneak up on him.
How brutal a wedgie? Does it count as damage?
What kind of damage?
I would say it's more psychic damage than anything else. I mean, this man has just been wedgied by an invisible force.
Depending on how brutal the wedgie, it could be fire damage.
Yeah.
Strength check. It's got to be a strength check.
No, not fire damage, no.
Oh my god.
I mean, surely.
What am I rolling?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check. Let's see how devastating this wedgie is.
You're rolling nat 20.
Natural 20!
Yeah,
Come
has
on!
to be.
Strength,
Natural 20!
strength check or athletics?
Just destroys his sphincter.
Okay, I'll allow this to be like in the angling and whatever else athletics covers. I'll allow athletics.
Using your whole body.
That at least gives me half proficiency in it.
You're really utilizing all of those
12.
all of that skill you learned in how to use good form to really apply the proper torque and leverage to this wedgie.
That's what you did in Bard's College.
Yeah.
I mean, Bard at college. That's it's all about the trouser department.
And you kneel down ever so quickly, and then straight yank up.
Straight, full stretch.
Yeah, so it's a
Like
12
to
on the
imagine-
athletics then.
You get a decent wedgie in there, not enough to cause any physical harm. People, calm down.
And
Thankfully.
it's not counted in your half proficiency.
All checks you're not proficient in count.
Mhm.
as a jack of all trades. Even
Yeah, it's
raw
not
strength
counted
checks.
it. So what's it's plus just 13 actually. Never mind. Just
Yeah,
realized.
it's be an extra one. You guys are only 8.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a
Destiny point.
Nah.
Just Destiny points it. Natural 20 kills him outright.
He seems
Hadouken!
he seems to catch his
Sure
big
you can.
toe in it. and
But
then
he
walks off.
squeals and screams out as suddenly the shock of being wedgied from his unknown foe as he starts to swing about and swear in a dozen languages that you catch one or two off that seem to have some root similar to the languages you already know. But he seems to have made a habit of learning a variety of languages with derivatives that you just do not exist in your world.
Fair.
He's-
But you recognize
I
a
did-
couple.
I mean, if that counter does an attack, I'd then be visible.
Oh no.
Yes, because you were trying to go for lethal wedgie. I'm going to say that counts as an attack. This is technically a special attack called a Wedgie Grapple,
Wedgie Grapple.
which you automatically succeed at because he can't see you. Or at least he doesn't get a roll to escape.
Yeah.
But you do so as he swings
Bonus
around
action
and
dodge.
That's fine. Bonus action disengage.
you see his eye staring at you as he, on his next turn, if you don't run away, I assume you are running away, he's going to give chase and try to attack you.
No, fuck he's gonna stand his
Cast
ground.
Fly.
No,
Then he is going to tackle you.
he can try.
All right, let's give it. I need an acrobatics check.
That one.
Ooh, for 22 DC.
Ooh.
Oh,
As he
18.
grapples you to the ground and starts pummeling into you.
Pummeling rather than pummeling.
It's like pummeling, but way
Yeah.
less coherent.
It's like pummeling, but with pipes.
Yeah, lead pipes.
That's called assault, guys.
What?
It's supposed to have an
Not
extra
self-defense?
No, he's attacked him.
For a 21 to smack you in the face.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
You only take 2 damage.
That's fine.
Effectively, he is rouse-housing you. No, words today. I cannot pronounce it.
Roughhousing.
Full Nelsoning.
He's rouse-housing you.
Roughhousing.
Roughhousing.
That thing.
That's fine. I'm gonna cast Hold Person on him, so he needs to make a
Oh.
Wisdom 16 save.
Pitched battle.
Dun, 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 dun,
Ooh, a
dun, dun, dun.
9.
Yeah, so he fails.
Oh,
so
small,
he's
small
held. So
straight piece of iron. Is that like you're a bard, right? Do you use a lute or more of a like a flute? Like a straight piece of iron, an iron flute.
It's
could be really funny.
it's a lyre lute. Sorry, that looks like a flying V.
Nice.
though
Okay.
I do also have the
Instrument
DOS
bar.
lute, which I've not actually attuned to yet.
Yeah, I just gave it you because we realised that I can't use it.
Yeah.
It could be the plectrum. You just point the plectrum, strum, and it
Yeah.
suddenly freezes up. That's fun.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
it's
go
just
stick it in his eye.
vocal
Stick it in
somatic
his
anyway.
eye.
Most, I believe so. It
Yeah.
might have material, but you've got a item.
Yeah,
but
it
you
does
don't
have
to hold it.
material.
You just have to hold it. So
That's fun. So I'm gonna essentially push him off me as he's frozen in place, and gonna pull.
in the fork.
Hang on, I just want to double check see if I've actually got it in my inventory.
Kick him in the fork.
No. Is there
Aw.
like a little fire or something? Like
Oh
a
my
burnt
God.
down fire?
No fires.
No. I'm not going to actually set him on fire or anything.
Oh,
No
you're gonna put him in a
flames.
No flames. I just
give me a
want some.
perception check. But as you
just
do
want
look
some
around
charcoal.
for some charcoal or for fire, you actually notice that you're starting to after the roughhousing, you're starting to gain attention of the surrounding village, as they seem to be eyeing you with hostility.
That's fine. I'm just
Then the
so
pain
17
starts.
perception. See if there's any like charcoal or burnt down fires or anything like that.
You do see a small fire about 20 feet away.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna see if there's any like walk over to it, see if there's any like bits of charcoal that's like falling on the ground near it. Like that's cool.
All right, yeah, you find some.
Yep. Then gonna walk back over to Big Toe and draw like glasses and a moustache and a beard. Black out one of his teeth. And write idiot on his forehead, and then run away.
You do so. As we'll leave off that there with eventually a little scene of Big Toe coming unparalyzed, I imagine, at some point.
Yeah.
And just
It only
screaming
lasts a
to high
minute.
heaven with curses.
Literal curses as well.
Literal
Yes,
curses as well.
so fuck you is gonna run sort of down this way.
That's fair.
11.
All right, let's move then next to, we had a tie, I believe. Either Gwent or Lou's group. You guys choose amongst yourself. We want to go to the market or to the scrapyard first?
Assassin, you're in my bag.
Well, one of them's closer, one of them's further away. It's up to you.
You guys
Whichever
go.
one's
Do you guys first.
Alright. So that's down at the.
heading towards the ship.
You guys would pass through the market as well, and we'd sort of, I guess, wave goodbye, I imagine.
I'm sorry, I need to assess things. Have fun with the tour, Lou.
Well, before we get to that, I'm going to quickly refill some water.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'll go to the bathroom as well. So.
Is the content people want to hear?
We're going for a small...
I mean, fuck you. They want to hear "fuck you" paralyzing a man and then drawing on him. that's campsite bullery. That's pure campsite. Oh, look! What are you gonna hold him down and fart on him next? God's
I
sake!
assume he's going to wait till he falls asleep and then put one hand in warm water. Cold water.
100%. Okay, I'm behind that. 100%. Take his lunch money. Hold him upside down. Wait. Oh my! Tell me you've got like Bigby's hand. Oh no, we're not level 9. So next level, get Bigby's hand, turn him upside down, and shake him until change falls out of him.
Oh, this is fuck you's new game.
Using a 5th level spell to bully a man.
Yeah, this is fuck you's new game. Tormenting Big Toe. I don't actually won't have access to 5th level yet.
Oh, you multi?
Oh no,
Yes.
I will. Sorry, I didn't even realize I had 4th level spells.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I'm back.
Hi.
Even though I've used polymorph and dimension door, I think at some point.
Mhm.
Yeah, who hasn't though? We've all got cloaks and teleportation and shit. At the end of the day,
so,
those mid-level spells are just underpowered.
Polymorph's the best spell. Turn into a T-Rex for every situation. That I also got a lot of people to like that comment on Twitter when I talked about that.
Gwent and Zormir, as you pass under the massive canopies of the marketplace, and you can hear music playing from a variety of directions, this kind of strange punk mix of punk and like outback country, with lights simmering and people dancing all about marketplace.
So you've just made Punktree.
Country, yes.
Punk tree.
Country!
Oh, it's
Not
nice.
to be-
It's punky. It's the ice cream.
Well, you know, they're a post-apocalyptic frontier settlement in a massive rebellious war against entities of vast power.
Yes.
You gotta live life to the fullest. But as you pass under the massive canvases and you make your way, your nose is being drawn not only by the sight of your ship, but as you get closer, you can smell the classic smells of forges and craftsman workshops, sawdust, and you can hear the banging and clanging of hammers against anvils, the simmering of coals. And as you approach, you see this massive pile of debris and rubble and scrap brought down or through. This looks to almost be like cherry-picked pieces of raw metal and anything that looks like it might be repurposed or refashioned into the actual architecture and structure of the camp. And they're sitting kind of dragged in, taking up a decent chunk of the space, is the remnants of your ship. As you approach, you can see what appears to be quite an older dwarf standing, looking up at it, just kind of admiring it with his hands in his pocket. But as you approach, what would you like to do?
Initially, he's taking in the smells of the forge and the wood carving, because that's some of the things that he'd done when he was younger. And he's like, home. This is the place I live in. Oh shit! Look at the state of it.
I told
You can see there's wisps of smoke rising off of something internally.
Oh crap!
How bad does it look?
Excuse me.
I don't know what one looks like, so how?
The giant gashes
I
aren't
try to
supposed to
get
be
the
there.
attention of one of the people.
Yeah, there's a dwarf there.
The dwarf.
Currently, only the dwarf is looking at it. Nobody's actively working on it.
Excuse me, my friend. I need to get in there fairly quickly, or we might have some catastrophic failure here, and you really don't want that.
Probably one of the most noticeable things you notice is that the propeller at the back, which is supposed to house the Void Arcanite, is no longer there. Or at least the propeller part's there. The Void Arcanite is completely missing.
Yeah.
But as you approach the dwarf, who appears to be quite a middle-aged dwarf, looking up at it, you see that he's wearing what looks to be quite clean clothes for a craftsman. He appears to just have boxes and tools around his person. He's got light brown hair. He's got light brown skin with deep brown eyes sunken into him, with wavy black hair and a grey beard, neatly braided, coming down into a point.
I think I've met this guy.
You can see that he's standing there with his arms crossed, the little boxes and tools hanging from his belt. But as you kind of get close, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception.
Pretty good, isn't it?
You or Gwent, I imagine you tell each other stuff as you approach.
18.
Okay, that's probably as you get there, and you kind of are looking at him. You can see that his hands, while kind of pressed into his arms, he appears to either be tapping or shaking his hands against his arms. As he's currently just looking up, kind of almost admiring your work. You can definitely recognize something in his eyesight, a similar appreciation as he looks up at the ship, just watching the smoke rising from it, as he looks over at you.
Hello.
Oh, you're a new face, aren't you?
Yes. That's my ship, and I need to get to whatever is smoking right there, because that could be something either very catastrophic or maybe the
or worse.
or worse. And since I don't think you know the ins and outs of this vessel, I'd like to get to it as quick as possible without you. Come along if you need to. I would like to hurry this.
That's fair. Aye. What's your name, lad?
I'm Dr. Zormir.
Zormir, aye.
Yes.
Fair
It says
enough.
his name on the side of the ship.
Big Z.
Here, you look like your friend there's reasonably fast, 4 legs, right? Why don't the two of you help me out real quick before you go tamping around in it? As he, without even asking, just immediately throws to you each 3 cubes with a single arcanite bead in the center of a maroon color. Do me a favor, real quick, run around and place those equal distance around the ship, will ya? I'll get this side covered. You two cover the other side.
And what is it? These are focused laser things.
Well, chop chop, the thing's about to explode, is it not?
I can prevent.
Ain't no
that.
time for lollygagging. Come on, get to it.
I can prevent that if you let me get to it.
So will this if you fail. Let's go, quick. After that, you can rush into the ship.
Gwent pegs it.
Yeah, boom! It's already there! It's like 84 movement or something like that.
Yeah, you don't even need to make the athletics check. You just succeed.
Zormir just throws down the thing and barrels towards where he knows what the problem is.
All right, go for it. You do so. Give me a acrobatics. Give me an acrobatics check to try and get onto your ship. It's on some of the rubble and it's kind of just being dragged in, and the normal ladder, stairs, plank, however you get into your ship, appears to have been damaged in it. So you're having to work your way through the rubble to get, or through handhelds on the ship to get yourself in there.
No.
Bam! He's dead.
You're actually struggling to get up to the ship now, and it's slightly tilted. Is there anything you'd like to try and get on the ship?
Is the rigging still there? I imagine the rigging.
You can, the rigging's up above it. He needs to get up first.
Oh, right. He failed that badly, eh?
Yeah.
You can try and look for maybe a crack in the hull you can get into, or you can use some sort of magical item or something to get up.
You can try and jump for it. You're pretty strong, right?
I know what I'm going to do. Where is it? Have I used
I'm also assuming this is a pretty decent-sized ship, of at least 30 to 50 feet tall.
I would like to use as many of my charges on my shield to batter against what rubble there is and punt me 15 feet back. I've got a shield that can knock.
All right, yeah. Do you need to make? Is it a repelling shield? So you're still trying to. Give me an athletics with advantage because you have a magical property helping you. It'll be a lower DC, but let's see how much rubble you're banging against.
Okay.
Wooden shield, 4 charges.
Athletics or acrobatics?
I was going to say athletics, but I guess your choice: athletic or acrobatics. I can see you doing either.
Athletics.
Brute force this shit. Yay!
Oh, wow. You also had advantage. I don't think it matters, but
No, not when I'm natural.
Alvina catches a bit of rubble just passively over where she
this is not the first time you've enacted this maneuver as you go propelling up to your ship, just like the last time your ship was in this state, and you also devised this plan.
when
as you
let
land
drive.
onto the deck and are able to easily make it below deck and find the item.
I also have
Let's see here.
I have a
This is what you had to do. This is what you had to do when you let fuck you drive.
No,
So there was another
he didn't
airship
let fuck
pilot
you
in
drive.
No,
Fuck
he
you, just drove it.
Yeah, fuck you
No.
took over.
No, we let him drive for a bit, but there was another airship pilot who was following all the rules of the sky, and fuck you was so impatient. He ran them both
this
out
is
of the
fine,
sky.
you do this.
He just ran them both out of the sky.
Yeah, this is what happened to Curio 1 and 2.
Yeah, apparently so.
But go ahead and roll me a fate die to see just how bad of an issue this is.
Natural one. Natural one.
Fate die. So.
Yep, you roll me a d20. Let's see what happens here.
13.
Oh, 13.
Oh,
I powered
Not
it
too
naturally that
bad.
time.
it's not too bad, but it's a really unique problem and a very unlucky problem to be having. Not a difficult solve, but you need a very particular fix for it. That
Duct
you
tape.
do not currently have on you.
So I don't have the right tool for the right job, and also a tool that transforms into the right tool that I need.
It's
You
not so much a
mean,
tool,
like,
but
a
a
tool
part.
that may be multi-purpose.
You need a component.
You need a component that you don't currently have on you. However, this is where the skill checks come in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if you are intelligent enough to fashion a substitute alternative that will do the job
jerry
for
rig it.
now.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see how intelligent you are to jerry rig it.
Come on, MacGyver.
I will
Get
allow
your
you to make
paperclip
any
out.
tool check of your choice, but you will have disadvantage and advantage on it, cancelling it out for a flat roll.
I have
Smithing or tinkering.
I've got
Was your best,
carpentry,
right?
smithing, and
That's your choice. It's basically an intelligence with proficiency, but I'll let you flavor it however you want since it's your ship.
I
Smithing. Let's do smithing.
No, I see a bit of wood that's
Oh,
a
cool.
bit of debris of the wood that I know it's fairly sturdy wood, and I go, "Fuck it, this'll do."
Literally just bored up a hole.
I'm assuming it's sort of some piping or something where it's not flowing to the
Yeah,
right place.
potentially.
And
It's a bit of Alvina's bed.
Who knows? I did not take magical engineering, so I'm letting you flavor all of it.
Maybe.
I quickly have to bore a hole through the damn thing and hope that I can get it into place and it is the right length. Or
all right, yeah, give me an intelligence check with proficiency.
Come on, dude. Does he get
I
bonuses
guess-
for his magical tool?
It's a +1.
Oh, if he has pluses, yeah. And also, I guess if you have expertise or anything in your tools, you better off using that one.
Yeah, I've got carpentry tools expertise.
Nice.
Then yeah, go ahead and roll me a intelligence check with expertise and your pluses.
+7. Whatever your normal intelligence is, +7, I guess.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So just an intelligence check.
Yeah, just give us an
+7.
intelligence check and we'll add 7 to it.
27.
Mate, you find such a good solution.
I mean, plus
It's
at
in
level
the
8, don't you
design.
have don't you have flash of inspiration as well?
I have none left.
So
Yeah, I think
no?
27 makes it.
Oh, just
Oh
in
yeah,
case
don't
you need
worry
to be
about
above
that.
30.
You know what? I can make this better.
I think I ran out of my flashes as well.
Destiny
You are
points.
using a fair few of them. You are using a fair few, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys haven't had a long rest yet, which is one of the things you can do here after you finish
Mhm.
roleplaying. You can
I'll be
sleep and
just
then forget your mission.
I get my rages back.
Oh,
my
to be
God.
fair, I was going to time skip anyway once you got your mission while you prepare for said mission if
Oh,
you
sweet.
choose to accept it. So, to justify your level ups as well. But
Ah,
we'll worry about that later once you've had your fill of exploring.
Yeah.
But yes, you so perfectly fixed this, and as you were tinkering away with it, you don't even notice until you have finished tinkering and look up that is now apparent to Gwen, who did see this as it happened, that all around your ship is a massive maroon force field. Where's a nice little maroon force field? Here we go.
So they just put me in a shield.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is a pyramid of light, is what I imagine, right?
Yep. As Gwen, as you see, after the last cube is placed down by the dwarf, who asked you to place a couple more in place of your friend Zormir, since you did such a fantastic job, that all of the cubes begin to light up and connect. A small beam of light shooting up into the sky and then splitting into two as it winds down and connects with the other cubes. And suddenly a force field is projected of maroon color around the Curio 3 and the scrap heap. Essentially
that's
sealing.
clever.
As you move over, I assume, to the dwarf to say this.
Everybody-
Aye.
You're on the map.
One of the most useful tools we managed to find while scavenging. We had to get the specially thingied in from Bastion. It's a momentum force field. Anything suddenly hits it with velocity, it immediately stops. Great for containing explosions if your friend fails.
So, the movie Dune, eh?
Super rare, difficult to come by, but managed to get a little bit of sway with the head engineers back at base. Get a little bit sent out here for us. Keeps the lads and lass in check when they're experimenting, you know. You give each one of them a cube when they're a cube or 3 when they're working on something volatile.
Do they look like?
Looks like your
Do they look
looks like your friends has done it though.
Do they look like the cubes that we have?
No, not at all.
It's not companion cubes.
Nice
Not
try,
bad,
though. Nice try.
They're smaller, about fist-sized, and they have a metallic kind of dark metal sheen to them. They appear to be of dark metal boxes with maroon arcanite embedded into the top, like a little eye.
Oh.
They appear to be artificery in nature and therefore are identifiable.
All right.
If you want to identify one of them later, if you can get your hands on it.
I'm guessing I look up after finishing it and see.
Yeah. So eventually, after the shield's already up, you look up and you're bathed in this maroon light as you can see a force field around your ship.
Oh shit! I thought they were gonna cut the damn thing up.
With a light.
Yeah, because I knew the Arcanite was focusing and sort of.
That's the
laser.
Vermilion one. not
That's the
Maroon.
Vermilion.
different one.
You do not know what maroon does.
I just it's because I looked at it as a glance. I thought it was some laser thing
fair.
gonna cut the ship up, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna fix this before it goes boom.
Yeah, a valid analysis. But yeah, you're now currently on the ship. The ship has been repaired, and you're able to do a full kind of diagnostics look around of it. It's pretty badly beaten, and you're missing the Void Arcanite that was your propellers. You're not entirely. You look around and you can't find any trace of them. And as you have a look at the propellers themselves, you can see what appears to be chip marks, not large chip marks, but small, almost scavenging chip
Like
marks,
somebody's
as if
prized them
somebody
out.
has prived them. Yeah,
You've seen these marks all the time. You've been traveling with Alvina.
Maroon.
It's like a crowbar.
there's
Sure,
also some
Dagger.
issues with your sails, and the rooms are obviously tossed and turned, and there's a couple cracks in the hull. Definitely going to need some work, but the actual hull repairs could probably take you maybe a week or two at most if you're able to get the wood or the resources to do it. The Void Arcanite is going to be more of a problem for you, though, if you aren't able to find a replacement or the originals.
Yeah.
Chris, just real quick, maroon. That's a combination of brown and purple, or
Red.
red and purple. I'm just wondering. He might have a burgundy rather than a red.
Burgundy is
For-
It's a shade of
basically
red,
the same
yeah.
colour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
burgundy and maroon are
Purple.
both shades of red.
Maroon is a combination of black, red, and brown Arcanites.
Black, red,
Also,
and brown.
maroon was my
Okay.
school colours
Makes
in primary
sense.
school, so I know what it bloody is.
Makes sense. Thank you very much. I'm just noting. Black, red, and brown. You said.
Yes. If you want to know more, you need to give me an Arcana check.
Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more? What is your
Oh,
passive knowledge?
I'll do that at some other time.
Because
So I'm not
you may
infringing on this.
not know everything about these Arcanites, given that you probably don't focus as heavily on them as an artificer would. But
Yeah.
you know enough to at least give a check.
Yeah, I know about them. If I see their purple Arcanite, I'll
These
wonder
ones,
about
mate.
that. At that
These
point,
ones-
I'll let it come naturally.
These ones, by the way, these like combination Arcanites just reminded me of Magicka a lot, and it's awesome because I love that.
That is actually how I came up with their effects, is based
is,
on
yeah.
combining the originals.
Yeah, hell yes.
And also how their iconography looks.
Yeah.
Each of the I finally came up with the arcane glyphs. So all the hybrids have these really complex glyphs based on the combination of the underlining glyphs.
That's fucking cool.
I've also completed the Arcanites on D&D Beyond, at least the base ones. There are 17 Arcanites now available on the campaign.
Oh, nice.
I'll have
Cool.
to ask you to send me them at some point, so don't be.
For anyone who wants to add the Arcanite item on their D&D Beyond character, I guess mostly for Zermir.
I have to ask, Wolfie, what is it about Beyond that you don't like?
All of it. I don't like how it works. I don't like how its UI looks. I don't like how it sorts things. I don't like how it's a pain in the ass to connect to Roll20. It constantly breaks.
It's so easy to
It
click
takes
roll
longer
20.
it takes longer to load.
I don't like how it doesn't call its mother on weekends.
Yeah. I don't like its personality.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
Doesn't
with
look good. Doesn't have a good personality either.
It doesn't look good.
Terrible.
It has more of a background.
I like its name.
But yes, Zermir and Gwent, would you like to do anything else for your scene?
That was fun.
Can you turn off force field now, please?
What's that, laddie? I can't hear you. You're too far away. Come down here.
I point point a metal rod at him and say, "Please turn off the force field using message."
As he seems to be with his kind of shaking hands, and as he takes his hands away and folds them, you can see they're still shaking a little bit as he kind of cleans out his ears in that kind of overdramatic sense of, "What's that, laddie? Can't hear you. My hearing's going."
Like
as he
this
just
guy.
looks. He just turns to Gwen.
If
No, I think I'm gonna leave him there for a bit.
I like this guy a lot.
Fine, then I'll make myself useful in here. And I
He's
just
kind
go,
of sort of
I
repairing all
go,
that shit.
I go.
Could you open up a little bit so I could get in first? Then you can lock him in there.
Oh, I was gonna have a show you around. You're new here, right? I don't recognize you. Wait, you're from
Oh.
one of the other settlements, or?
Yes, one of the other settlements I'm from.
Aye, fair. Well, you want to meet my kids? I'm right chuffed proud of them. You should meet them. They're great fellas and lass.
Yeah. Be back soon as I'm here, and give a big wave.
Have fun.
Go.
I'm gonna go give them the tour.
He's already wrapped up in the work.
I ship this couple.
I also ship this guy.
Alvira and Abigail as well. I also ship.
As he turns around and kind of just spreads his arms, still shaking a little bit.
He's had too much.
Aye. Well, I'm Vulderin Brewshoulder, and this here is the alcoves. Welcome to the heaven on earth. Or I guess, welcome to the divine plains in Alterra. Well, I shouldn't probably say that, though. That's a little bit offensive to those who have actually been freed from the divine plains.
Yeah.
Welcome to paradise, then. Let's go with that. Aye.
Paradise in this camp.
Welcome to a crafter's paradise. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got an alcove for everything.
Decreasing steadily. Welcome to heaven on it. No, wait. No, welcome. No.
Welcome to this place that's kind of all right.
Welcome to my workshop. It's a bit drafty and a bit cold when it rains, but you know what? I like it.
And
I've got a wee rug over there in the corner and a chair.
And
Everything you need.
And I love that they've just locked up the person with the most crafting skill in the damn fucking ship.
2.5 out of 10.
All right, if you look over there to the north there, that's Thorak. He's my eldest. Great blacksmith, really one with a weapon. Do you got any weapons you want reforged? He is the man to go to. We've been working with this thing called, we've been experimenting with a tiny bit of artificery. We're almost there to crack it to make a level 1 sword. It's still a little bit off, but he's got promise.
It's pretty good, actually, to be honest. You can just make a level 1 sword. That's not bad.
Unbeknownst that Zormir could do that in his sleep.
Yep.
He farts at level 2 sword occasionally.
But just be careful what you say around him about his crafts or about any weapons in general. I love the lad, but he's a little bit too high-strung when it comes to his weapons. Very pious. Does nothing but sheen them all night. Quite frankly, I worry he might marry one of them one of these days.
That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want, isn't it? A highly strung weapons maker.
I've seen that anime.
So I shouldn't give him the repeating revolver.
You'll say, what did you do with it? Because you broke. Oh no, it's not. That's the rifle you broke, isn't it?
The rifle's the one that's sort of cracked now and needs some repairing.
He's Will Turner.
Otherwise, it's going to keep.
Will Turner. He is Will Turner.
Aye, but fantastic weapons, blacksmith, cannons, anything else you want. He's the lad to go to. Now, my second eldest, just up there to the northeast, that's Darren. Darren's a how do I describe Darren?
Numpty.
Well, I describe Darren like this. Hey, Darren! I suddenly just walking out of the alcove, dressed in these incredibly vibrant, rich cloth threads over what appears to be something padding underneath. He kind of just leans over and waves to all of you spectacularly, almost like he's doing a dramatic performance as he bows. If you ever need new threads, you come to old Darren over here. He'll make you spit and shine. Oh, as he just gets a glance of Gwen. You need it. Take off your shoes before you enter my alcove.
Thank fuck you didn't see Alvina walking around in like bits of clothing with bare feet covered in dirt.
I don't really have any shoes.
You do, you're wearing them in the magic, remember?
Yeah.
Aye, well, that's Darren right there.
Horseshoes, yeah.
You have to prize out those damn horseshoes before you come in. Get the crowbars.
Good heart, that lad. Good heart. But he never thinks before he speaks, and he will insult someone straight to their face. With a chipper attitude, he ruffles a lot of feathers. But he's an acquired taste, you know. Oh, but I love him all the same, right?
Thanks, Chris. I feel seen.
I guess you're welcome.
Yeah.
Any
Thank you.
scening was entirely unintentional.
No, that's you've created me.
Sorry, James. Apparently, you're just a classic stereotypical personality.
That's
You're a
D&D me. Yeah.
You're a stereotypical dwarf, apparently. Actually.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Wonderful. I'm a stereotypical dwarf bard.
But for the third lad over there, that's Luke. Luke's my third eldest. Luke's all right. Luke's a little quiet, little self-absorbed, little focuses in on what he's doing. Masterful craftsman, really puts the beauty and aesthetic in anything he makes. Great engineer and builder. Oh, can make anything out of wood. That one can. Pristine, shine it.
So
I don't think I've got anything else to say about Luke. That's just pretty much Luke.
He doesn't want to see what I did with the as a repair job then.
You're pretty good, apparently. You got 27, dude.
He's also good with moisture evaporators.
That brings me to my two youngest. And, well, just be careful with my two youngest, you know?
Love this guy's whole life story we're getting told, Chris.
It's entertaining though, right?
It is great, I love it.
Look, this is the shipbuilding aspect of the game for Bob, so...
Blame Bob.
Blame Bob.
So this is the
So
upgrade.
Bob needs to be taking notes then. So
Yes, this is the crafting upgrade NPCs.
Rewatch this this episode, Bob.
Yeah.
These NPCs are making me just go, I am gonna torment these people so much when Alvina eventually decides to go over there.
As he sweeps to the two bottom alcove, the one on the top right suddenly explodes with gas of a greenish nature.
Fuck.
Stumbling out of it is a male dwarf in a stained apron that smells of yeast, with a similar brown skin and deep brown eyes. This curly red hair that falls back to his shoulders in cascading braids, with his sleeves rolled up and tattoo sleeves all up and down his forearms and front arms. Oh, now that's a brew that could really put some hair on your chest.
Oh, it's brew beer.
Sorry, Pa. I'll get it cleaned up. You better, lad. We talked about this. Stop exploding things. If you're gonna put up a maroon shield first. Jesus Christ, he's bloody black mold everywhere from this one. But that's Herrenheit. He's the alchemist and brewer. Bit of herbalism on the side. Also, a pretty fine tattooist if you ever want a tattoo. But you ever want anything that will, give you a bit of hair in your chest, as he says. Be it non-functional or alcoholic or even a little bit magical. He's your lad to go to. But don't talk politics with him, right? Boy will never shut up. Seriously, don't ever bring up politics around him. Especially not when he's drunk. Never bring up politics around Herrenheit while he's drunk. Lad once spent 48 hours drinking and rambling. I still have nightmares about it. There's only so many points you could reiterate before. Yeah, we all agree with you, Herrenheit. Now shut up. Anyway, that brings me on to my other favourite. That brings me on to Yuki. Hey, Yuki, say hi to our guest.
I like her name.
Hi, Yuki.
He believes in the heart of the cards.
She just turns
enough.
around, and you can see Yuki's outfits and accessories, and even her demeanor kind of screams mason and engineer. She's covered in kind of chalk in her apron all around her. And as she kind of moves forward to say hi, she immediately trips on a box and rolls over, pulling down an entire tray of just rocks to be scattered everywhere. As suddenly that seems to cascade into 3 more things tipping and falling over as you hear crash after crash.
I've met this character before. I know this character already.
As just kind of lying there, the father dwarf kind of looks towards you because everyone's just a father now. The theme of this story apparently is family.
Father dwarf.
Looks towards you and be like, oh, I should have probably mentioned that. Never let Yuki move more than a foot in any direction. Like, you gotta bolt their feet down to the ground. Bolt their hands to the ground.
So this one seems to be based on Kaylee.
No, that's also entirely unintentional too.
I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone's got a dwarven
I actually know a different person called Kaylee who's also very similar to that.
But yeah, that's my lad there. That's the brew shoulders for ya. Oh, I'm Foldering, by the way, in case I didn't mention that. Nice to meet you. As they take your hand and just viciously shake it, and even when doing so, you can feel slight tremors in their fingers as they're shaking.
Can I do a medicine check?
Go for it.
He's got Tourette's.
Tremors would be Parkinson's.
As you kind of look, and he too seems to have or he doesn't have his arms sleeved up, but they're kind of light and a little see-through. And as you're kind of peering in, and you're feeling, he seems to actually have quite a. While he looks very muscular, he actually has a very weak grip as he's shaking you enthusiastically, and the tremors themselves seems to imply that with your medicine check, he has some form of injury to his arms that seems to be causing constant muscle spasms, ever so slight, not enough to be a massive issue, but he seems to have entropying muscles.
Atrophy.
As he's shaking.
Entropy is chaos.
There's an actual term for when muscles begin weakening.
Yeah, atrophy.
Oh man, this guy's gonna die, isn't he?
Just a shake in the hand. Can I bang in a lesser restoration? Do you think that would help?
This really happy guy that's so proud of his family. He's gonna die.
You can attempt to.
There's only so much happiness one family can have.
This is not something lesser restoration can cure.
And all of it is taken by Yuki just existing.
Actually, I'm not even sure greater restoration can do. I think you need regeneration.
Regeneration can regrow whole limbs. Greater restoration, I think, can do a lot of stuff like.
Chop his arms off and
level is it?
Grow them back.
It would probably be heal or similar magic, so 6th level, to cure stuff like muscle atrophy and.
I mean, greater restoration can fix
like
petrify.
Yeah, the restorations tend to be able to fix like conditions.
Yeah.
Oh, a debilitating effect.
Yeah,
debilitating. Is more debilitating than muscle spasms.
It is technically a minor injury in the grand scheme of injuries.
I don't have it, but that's why I'm thinking lesser restoration.
Yeah, I feel like for future, great restoration would probably apply.
Do that.
Great restoration
when you get high enough
level is the main thing as well. So
next level,
you just got to get to level 11.
Literally.
I'm going to stick in a lesser restoration just to try and help.
He's no longer
but with
deaf.
He was never deaf to begin with. We all know that.
Oh yeah, we definitely.
But with that, let's we got to introduce the dwarf crafters who will be repairing your ship and armor and weapons, because I will break them. Let's move on to the one of the other party, and let's see if I can get both scenes done before we end for the day. Let's get to the professor and Lou, who rolled the next highest, and then we'll finish up with
the A-team.
The A-team. I like that.
It is.
Professor and Lou, as you come to the marketplace, you can see that it's kind of spread out with a number of stalls underneath these vast canvases, with music being played all about, with people kind of dancing in open spaces, number of fountains. It seems to be next to this large lake and stream that goes up, and there's kind of this almost like fresh air that's wafting off the actual lake around it, as well as food simmering on stalls and kind of filling the atmosphere. The sound and the merry atmosphere, the lights and the enthusiasm just kind of warm your soul as you're looking through it. And you can see that people, similar to the residential area, are moving about with purpose, with either dancing or playing music or debating with one of the stalls. There's a sense of energy in the air, a sense of drive to live out each day as they can. What would you like to do?
I guess as I'm walking past the lake, would there be like small boats on it, like children skipping rocks, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
These are the children of the war. I
A
always.
number of them are orphans.
That is correct.
Voice of God.
Backup voice unit. Yes. Many of them have lost parents, loved ones, but then in this camp, there are few who have not. I always like coming here. It is so full of life, so full of hope, even in the face of all the violence and death. It reminds me of the unflinching Noid spirit, of the power of the soul, that while one person remains, one life remains, there is always hope. This is what we fight for. This is why we fight against the president control, why we fight against all the others. For this modicum of peace, and so that children can be children, at least for a short time.
Before they're sent out to war.
To die horribly in nameless graves.
I like how everyone else is off exploring and you're just giving the propaganda recruitment speech.
Yes.
I mean,
What
yeah,
was your childhood like?
to be honest, they are talking
I bet
to
it was
the
better
cult
than these
member.
people's.
They're
What was
talking
your
to the-
childhood like?
Join this new cult.
Yeah.
It's better for you. It benefits us. No, but I'm enjoying
Yes.
this. Keep going.
What was your childhood like, Graham? Was it like this, or because you're a tiefling, right?
Tiefling,
or
yes. Yeah.
dark elf?
Yeah, one of those
Tiefling,
divine touched.
What is it like to be a divine touched in your world? Your companion,
It was
the doctor, Zarmir, refused to say.
it was a good childhood.
You seem unsure.
I mean, it had its bad times as well, like all people. But there was a lot of good times I had. Playing with some
Any-
friends. Getting a
Mm.
little bit of mischief,
Friends, what are
but
these
nothing
friends?
serious.
As all children do.
Yes.
I remember when I was younger.
I remember
You're
when
an
I
I
was a
was,
boy.
I was similar. I think everyone is when they are a child. And then
I
I-
don't know. Albina kind of just progressed along. I think.
After a second, I sort of continue heading south towards the market. And these people, despite the wars that have ravaged this country, they have found a new home here. Many who have lost husbands, wives, children, have found happiness in each other and adopted, and we take care of each other. This is why your contribution will be so valuable. They can finally live in peace. It may cost you your existence. Are
You'll
you
die
sure
for
that is
this.
something? Are you sure that is something you wish to do? You could just leave. You could go home. You could return with Dr. Zarmir on your ship.
To be fair, I think the plan is still to go home.
It's like, you can go home. That's the idea, but we can't.
Yes,
We're in
yes.
a different dimension.
Not exactly like we're choosing not to go home.
As
You
a
could just
noid,
leave.
I would like to help these people and the rebellion fight such
Mm.
oppression. 'Cause nobody should live under that.
You mean under control?
Bro.
Yes, told you I want to change.
Do you remember how you gained your powers? Or were you knocked unconscious and... Yeah, but I've forgotten. Do you remember
No.
exactly the nature? Was it an unconscious...
I
You
was-
woke up with these powers?
I was sort of hypnotized, I guess you could call it.
Ah, a cult?
Possibly there were foul creatures.
Lawyers.
Well, maybe.
Stories.
Lawyers, bankers.
Right-wing socialists. I see.
Oh my god, I've had a great picture for this situation.
And yeah, just pretty much taking him through the markets, and like I since I'm not going back to my laboratory in Bastion, I do need to pick up some scrap, and kind of need to keep Grim with me. So, are there any sort of things that I could use, tinkering wise, either to fashion some sort of metal helmet type situation to Grim in order to try and keep
Magneto,
that sort of thing.
Ah,
yeah,
yes,
kind of keep
tinfoil
the
hats.
yes, Wolfie tinfoil hats. Chris,
what you're thinking of is
there
Twisted
some
Silver,
sort of
which is a
Twisted
psionic
Silver?
blocker.
I have
don't-
that.
I can't
Which
imagine. there's
Alvina
any
has
of
a
that.
shit ton off of.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that. So I'm just gonna inquire as to the market for some Twisted Silver and components like various crystals and wires and whatnot that I can.
The Twisted Silver would be
something
incredibly rare because it's
Yeah.
used a lot in the boundaries of places. They make pylons, and it's used as boundary spells for anything psionic. So it's
Sure,
heavily
they would make
it's
an
always
exception
used.
for this.
Yeah, but the problem is they've probably already used all of their batch right now because they
Okay.
immediately
Yes.
incorporate it into repairs,
It'd be
given
like
it's so useful.
it'd be like walking into the town market and going, right, so I need this artillery piece.
Yeah.
It's like it's a thing
Yeah.
that they know about. But they don't
It's something you would have to requisition because it's effectively a one of the few kind of limited items, or I guess like controlled items,
Yeah.
because it's so immediately useful to the rebellion.
You know who
You
also
Would there
don't?
be
Publicly
would
buy
there
it.
be any sort of food delicacy or any sort of particular thing that I would reason is native to this particular township that Luke? I'm basically trying to show him the value of life.
Yeah, you
here.
can just show them that you
that,
can say that. You don't need
yeah.
to make me come up with food items.
Alvina found some person cooking stew, so that I get.
There we go.
But yes, you
if
do so.
anything takes your fancy, gonna pay for it for you and just sort of show you around the town and have you just meet people really and just say hi and hi, this is an off-worlder kind of thing. Or they're no, I wouldn't say off-worlder.
They're not world. They're an alien.
They're a new recruit going to help us in the fight, etc., and just sort of increase morale a little bit if I can in the campsite.
Luke, would you like to do anything? Would you like to respond to any of this, or
Just say to the professor that's most kind of
away.
them.
more than welcome to try and stealth away?
Just leaves.
No, you can do that. You can go run off and explore.
Professor's talking.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I've got an idea. Lou, go and find Alvina and say the professor has offered to pay for food. And immediately bankrupt him.
It's like, does something say food free?
I mean, fast food was free. They just told us to go. They gave it to make it go away.
Yeah, that's commonly known as a bribe.
I thought just Alvina had this natural free food census.
No, she does. It's called. She goes up and stares at someone with giant glowing green puppy dog eyes, with a company of guards surrounding her, and they just go, "Just take this and leave my shop, please. You're scaring the other customers."
While you eat, I hold a warm plate to my face and a warm bowl.
Not weird at all.
To feel the warmth of the food.
Yeah, you're. I know where that's from.
All right, let's actually get to Alvina. Then
Hey,
A team up
fuck
here,
you all! I had a wonderful roleplay moment.
and it was
Don't-
lovely
I
as
don't
you
need-
tried to indoctrinate Neil into your.
Yeah,
No,
I'm trying to break down years of psychological trauma. It takes more than
I know where
just beating him into
I mean,
unconsciousness.
I don't know. That
need
works
to
very
show-
well.
Need to
You
show him the
invented
fight.
war orphans.
Yeah, yeah, I do, don't I? I do that in every campaign.
Jay, we talked about this. You can't keep inventing war orphans. This isn't a war story.
I just know where the warm plate thing came from.
I don't.
I don't.
Great.
I've-
Let's just
I've-
continue then, Bob. You don't need to
Moving
mention
on.
it. Moving on.
I wasn't here for quite a while. I went off.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
Mhm.
hell's happened.
Do you hear shouting coming from the direction of the skyship?
Shouting
No.
over the
Nope.
direction.
As we move back to Abigail.
over there and point in that
Abigail,
direction.
Alvina, and
As you walk, I imagine just like in lock arm with Alvina, just dragging her and then her taking you. You guys
Did you see
eventually.
the eyes of assassin sticking out the bag?
Yeah, pretty.
As you pass the Marauders, and you can hear the sound coming from the south, from the market, and you kind of move more north. You start to move into this more solemn area, and the first thing that probably catches your eye. This place is scarcely populated. There's only a couple people dotted here, and each of them appears to be looking down at a plaque in the ground. And as you kind of move between what you realize are graves, there's large pylons around it. Or these large kind of towering T-shaped pylons in the center or around the thing, which you can see these little ones here, that kind of rise up 20 feet towards the ceiling of the caverns, that appear to be kind of giving out a very small electrical buzz to them. But as Abigail kind of leads you forward between all the graves, past all the mourners, you get towards the center where there is a massive dragon skull in the center, on a kind of let's say like a 4-foot tall podium, with some podiums around it with these statues. Oh, appears to be very finely and detailedly carved out of the stone. Statues of various noids in what appears to be adventuring and heroic armor. At the back, you can see kind of rubble here and there where the graves have been kind of dug out and have been kind of laid. But you can also see what appears to be a large walled-off section that has been naturally made, which I don't actually think has been properly shown. If I actually kind of give this area.
Yeah,
a bit
if
more
it's
light.
back here, I can't see it.
Yeah, there we go. What appears to be an artificially walled off area with grates underneath what appears to be kind of metal sheets lining the walls. It's only kind of non-natural wall that you've seen in this place apart from tents, and it's actually made of what appears to be metal and grates underneath it. But Abigail kind of takes you towards the dragon skull. So yeah, this is as you can see, this is essentially our graveyard. This is Savior's Rest. It's where we intern the bodies of anyone who was lost to us during the cause. Where we can come and pay our respects. It's not a lot, but in our line of work, we're not always guaranteed to return with a body. Most of the time, we have to leave if we lose someone. And yeah. But luckily with the shards, or with the yeah, luckily with the shards, at least we know they'll rest in peace. As you can see, her hand reach up to a small necklace around her neck as she kind of seems to squeeze something underneath her tunic.
I pat her on the back. Do you mind if I do something?
Well,
She's got a actually fairly serious expression on her face for once.
Please don't steal the dragon skull.
I'm not going to do this yet.
As long as it doesn't disturb the other mourners, it would be rude or disrespectful. Then
I wasn't planning it.
Okay.
I walk over to basically a bare patch of earth that's a little ways away from people, and I just take one of my swords out and just scratch into the earth. STV.
Oh God.
There we go. Best I can do for you, buddy. And then walk off.
As Abigail kind of just gives you a look, but Jin just nods in a. I'm not going to press you on anything.
Yeah, he was. He went when we got here, taken by some. What would I actually rolled high enough, I think, to know what they were. By the Nothics.
You mentioned Norfolk.
What color?
I don't remember what color were they.
They were maroon.
Maroon.
Hey, Alvina.
Yeah.
You just see like
Mm,
from the
unfortunate.
bag. If you have more oranges.
I'll
Yeah, there's
You
another
give
one.
me-
There's some in the
you
bag.
If you give me another orange, I'll tell you about the Nothics later.
It's
And then they
nothing.
kind of just like
we had a
lean back.
purpose
I
here.
hand it in. I hand another orange in.
As she seems to kind of consider telling you something about that, but then kind of moves on. You want to know about dragons?
Yes.
Then yeah. This is gonna be a little strange, but well, they are a little strange. I'm okay. So I'm gonna need you to go up to the dragon skull,
Mhm.
and I'm going to need you to raise your hands and like bow towards it and declare, "Oh great Jam, tell us your secrets. We plead you." It'll make sense in a moment.
Okay. She's not gonna question it. She walks up, does a proper performer's flourishing bow. Oh, great Jam! Tell us your secrets, we beseech you. Was that it?
As you can see that a puff of flame ignites inside of the skull, as it just kind of burns, staring at you.
Oh, please be camp.
Yeah.
Please be more camp than just growling.
I want it to be growling.
Oh,
How to be monstery.
That's activated. He'll show up in a moment. It's not the skull, unfortunately. It'd be easier if it was.
just
Okay.
wanted to sound like Garfield.
Yeah,
Hello.
It'll take a moment. They're setting up their entrance, no doubt.
I can respect a good entrance. I'll be to stand like hands on hips, like power stance.
As a good minute goes by, and then another minute of just Abigail kind of shaking her head.
Peacocking.
Technical
And-
difficulties?
No, they're just they're probably in the middle of something, but they can't. There's an easier way of doing this. I don't know why they keep doing it, but well, they are technically. I don't know. Father says just allow them their eccentricness.
Eccentricities?
Yeah, their genius makes up for it. I don't know.
They can't
That's
be
fair.
Or
picky.
something
They're a
like
little
that.
showboaty.
Can't
And they're
be
a little
picky
bit.
in a
I don't know, I just
rebellion.
find them really kind of slimy and arrogant. But we make do with the people we have, right?
Yeah, I get that. I mean, you've seen who I keep company with.
As clouds of gas roll out behind you, a fog and a booming voice echo through it as you see a silhouette standing there in a Team Rocket pose. I've called the Magnificent Jan!
Okay, now I feel seen.
As walking out, You see, dressed in simple peasant clothes with pale skin and large white eyes with no visible pupil, and platinum blonde hair slicked back with cropped short,
Yep. Yep.
and,
Yep.
and
Okay.
flicking a coin in their fingers over and over, doing the coin trick with their fingers. You see what appears to be an unchanged changeling in their natural form. The jam has appeared!
I'm not gonna lie.
Now before the jam!
This character is the exact opposite in pretty much every way of Alvina, and I love it. Like, this is a literal hard mirror, because neither of them have pupils. They both got long hair of different colours. They're both dressed weirdly.
As with almost like far too animated and hyperactive leg, like kind of as they walk, they kind of like almost semi dance over to you. Their knees rising far too high. God damn it, kid. I've seen the GIF and now I agree. That's just how they walk now. It's that sort of energy, yes.
Yeah. It's George.
As they kind of like crab dance over to you. You've called the jam for their knowledge, their magnificent knowledge. Tell the jam what you seek and what you're willing to pay.
I have oranges.
Oranges?
Yeah.
What's an orange?
It's like blue but orange.
I hate and love that.
Ooh, fascinating. The jam is intrigued. The jam does not know this concept.
There you go.
Yes, you have pleased the jam. Worship the jam. Worship the jam. You may ask your question, peasant.
So.
Yes.
How do you hatch a red dragon egg?
Why do you want to know?
I just paid you.
The jam requires more. The jam requires some seasoning. Why do you want to know?
Okay, and I take out the seasoning bag and pour some red arcanite dust on the orange. There you go, there's seasoning.
That was not what the jam had in mind, but the jam is intrigued. What was that?
Seasoning.
No,
really
I know what seasoning is. I'm not an imbecile like that professor guy. No.
We're not in agreement on that particular point.
What was that device that you just used? And is this powder what I think it is?
I know, it's really spicy.
It's really spicy.
Yeah.
The jam should have been clearer. The jam is dealing with an imbecile. I see.
I've been
What
told
do you
that before.
call the seasoning?
Red arcanite spice, I believe.
Red arcanite spice, I see. Red arcanite spice, and you use it as seasoning?
Oh yeah. I also.
Can I have some on the orange?
Just
Sure.
chuckling.
I pour some more on the orange. I've got like 4 charges left today.
And would you like to take a dagger and just get out my heart?
I mean, if you want, and I pull out a dagger. I wasn't planning on it, but...
As they take a step back. I need to be careful with my words around you, I see. Put the dagger away, put the dagger away. The jam appreciates their organs being in the inside.
Okay. And she sheathes the dagger.
I will deal with that later, because that I'm going to need to sleep on. Potentially assassinate you too, but we'll see about that one.
People
Tell
are
the jam... Good to note. I'll pick your ear about the best way to kill you later.
Okay.
So apart from the fact that you seem to possess an item that can generate red arcanite, which is fascinating, the jam's going to get a new toy later. Why did you want the eggs? Or why do you want to know about how to hatch the eggs? Yes. Why would this knowledge be useful to you? You don't have eggs. Why would you need to hatch them?
Of course I have eggs. I've got 5 of them? 6 of
You
them?
have
I've
5.
got a few. They're
And
mine.
what sort of... And just to clarify, because I'm dealing with an imbecile, you want to know how to hatch dragon eggs and you claim to have eggs. Am I, and I can't believe I need to stipulate this, are you trying to say that you have dragon eggs?
I mean, yeah.
Can I see the dragon eggs?
Okay. And I go into my back, like, pull my backpack over, go, Asas, can you put... And I literally pick Asas up, put her on top of my head for a moment, and pull out one of the dragon eggs, the one that I've got in my bag. See?
There's a
This is
moment of
mine, you can't have
silence as the jam just kind of stares at you, gall gaped, their eyes wide.
I've got a few
Just really
more,
just-
but they said I had to keep them in the bag of holding.
They throw up their arms as they like melt down to the ground. They have dragon. This imbecile has dragon eggs. This juice. What am I?
This is mine. Find your own. And I put it back in the bag. Take Assas off my head. Put her in the bag as well. Give her another orange.
Abigail,
Fine.
who is this person that I'm having to reconsider about? They're. Maybe you should handle this. I don't know how much you want me to tell this guy. She kind of just leans towards you and whispers, "He's kind of a freak. Be careful what you say. He will try and kill you."
I've gauged that by now.
Hey, Alvina,
Yeah.
Yes, I don't mince
will you
words.
let me handle it?
I'm very honest and blunt. I have no need for lies.
If
Will
you
you
like.
let me handle it?
Lies are
If you
for
like.
poor people and idiots.
Apparently my associate wants to talk, and I literally just bring you out and hold you on one of my hands.
Yeah, I like to imagine you're holding me like you hold like a child under the arms, like at the armpits
Yeah.
sort of style, just holding them out and
Yeah.
being like, so
So could you say that
it would
again?
like dragon eggs, yes?
Can't tell if Kaylee's speaking because I can hear him from the other room mentioning stuff about dragon eggs.
Yeah,
but
but we
they're
can hear
obviously
her.
still-
Oh yeah, you've been muted for you.
Oh no, I've been muted.
Right,
this
you're still
whole
muted for me. That makes so.
time.
I have not been hearing you since you left the room.
This has been quipping in. Don't worry, it's on the stream at least.
Yeah, don't
I
worry,
assumed you were like talking to someone else.
I was genuinely talking to Assas at all these points that I've brought it up. I genuinely have been speaking.
Kaylee started talking to themselves.
funny. I've been quipping this whole time, and I
It's
kept
not until I
wondering-
heard you talking about dragon eggs in the other room that I was like, wait, are they talking about the campaign? Are they talking to the campaign? Or... Right, you're muted. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have actually told you that I went into the other room so I could join in. So hello.
Right, I assumed you were just like chatting with another group or something.
Ass in the house.
Okay, okay. Do you like my what has now become BBG's impersonator?
Yes. I love BD as a dragon obsessed jam man.
Who has
I
just
feel-
met the more dragon obsessed crazy lady.
I feel like he'd approve. Anyway, I want as I'm like being held out like essentially exactly like the Simba, except like directly out in front of Alvina. I'll be like, "Oh, you want to learn about dragon eggs? You wanna get your hands on some dragon eggs? Jam? That's what you want, right? You want dragon eggs?
Like, yes. To actually experiment with a dragon egg, oh, it'd be an honor. Oh, we could hatch dragons. We could raise dragons. Oh, Jam's gonna have a dragon.
Sensing a lot of really weird energy from you. Okay, Alvina, turn me around. I need to
Okay.
face you.
Yep.
Right, so you want knowledge about dragons and to raise dragons, right?
Yeah. These ones are
Turn me
mine.
back. Turn back round.
Okay.
You have knowledge about dragons. Yes.
I am Jam. I have knowledge about everything. Your intellect pales in comparison to mine.
I've been told
Highly
that.
doubt that.
All I'm imagining
I-
is the giant owl from Airbender.
Yeah,
in the,
actually,
library.
kinda, but more camp. And more.
I
You know
am
what?
thing that knows 10,000 things.
I think I'm just imagining more camp BBG version of Dr. Robotnik from the latest Sonic movie.
Yes, he is Dr. Robotnik.
That's what I'm imagining right now.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I feel like in
Yes.
that an accord can be struck in return for 4 oranges, some of that spice stuff, and access to your notes. Alvina could allow you to study the dragon eggs, although they still belong to her. And You get to do your studies, and Alvina eventually gets some dragons. That sound good?
This one's staying with me, but I'll go get one of the other ones.
Let me consider that. Do I, the magnificent Jam, the beautiful and gorgeous and intellectual superior to all that exists within Noidkind, rivaling the great intellect of the Senate itself, who is beholden to no man because I'm a genius,
I'm a girl, does that count?
Well, I'm everything, so no.
Ah. Does that mean you're also furniture?
Anything biological, I don't know. No, the limit of my changeling abilities.
Tree
No.
furniture. We had those
Okay,
back home.
unfortunately, your debate means that the deal has just gone up. I'm also gonna need your name. I'm gonna be Jam. I'm taking your name. You're gonna have to pick another one. You can have mine if you want, but I think I want Jam.
Jam cat
Listen here, you little shit.
It's Jam cat seasoning.
Jam will give you one choice. Bargaining is for peasants. This is your deal. You will take it or you will leave it, or the Jam will dispose of you in ways you cannot conceive of, because my great intellect far superiors yours. You
One moment,
will
you're not
rear
talking
the
to the same.
Jam.
I think you need to see eye to eye on this one. I grab Jam by the chest and just lift them with my other hand.
Give me an athletics check.
Okay. Ah.
As Jam sidesteps you, kind of like bobbing down and back up around your arms, completely ignoring you.
Oh.
Listen here. This is the deal. You, because I am so merciful. I will praise you with charity for bringing this to me. I will allow the two of you the right to rear the dragons with me. I will, of course, be the den mother. Both of you can be the substitute mothers. And together we shall raise these dragons to be a mighty force that will destroy all that gets in our way.
You can be the real den mother for a couple of the other ones. This one's mine, though.
The Jam may concede on that.
Okay, Alvina, I feel like we need to cancel. Turn me back round and huddle in.
I pull Abigail's head in as well, even if she's not. grab back her shoulders and just huddle, with Assas totally dangling from one of Alvina's arms.
Oh, I didn't actually want Jam's name. That's a dumbass name. I just wanted them to agree to a really good deal. I feel like this is a relatively good deal. You're getting your thing. If Jam betrays us, I can stab them. It's all good. I think that's pretty good. Do you agree, Alvina?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Abigail?
I also agree, by the way. I think it's a pretty good deal. As you look down, and there's another assassin standing there as an exact duplicate.
One moment.
That's unusual.
Wait a minute. I believe it. There's just two assassins now. I'm convinced.
Yeah, we could just stab them if they get in our way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Alvina just picking up the other one that's under the other arm.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Pull up as well.
Thanks, Alvina. Oh, this is great.
No, this is highly unusual.
What's unusual about it? No, there's just two of us now.
I've seen fuck you do this all the time.
Yeah, I'm you.
You're me.
Yeah, you're me.
Fine. Tell me something only I would know.
What? That we can stab them if they betray us.
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I say we accept this deal. We let the magnificent Jam be the den mother.
Yes.
Some of them.
And then if they betray us, we just stab them.
Exactly.
Because we could definitely just stab them. The magnificent Jam. Yeah, we would never. Yeah, they wouldn't even see it coming with their vast intellect. We could get them.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. We could get them. You're really smart. We're really smart.
You're really
smart.
Yeah, I feel like we should take this deal.
Yeah, let's do it.
Although we have to agree, right?
Yeah.
Jam's a fucking dumbass name.
I prefer Raspberry myself.
Yeah, I know, right? Like Raspberry at least makes sense. Like, who the fuck's a Jam? What does a Jam do?
You have to have something Jam. It can't just be Jam. It has to be
Exactly,
something.
it doesn't even make
Yeah, yeah.
sense.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
As they transform back into Jam, still being held by Alvina.
Alvina
and
doesn't
trying
even twitch.
and try to
No.
strangle Assassin.
Oh no!
No, you're not allowed to
I
fight
never
yourself.
saw
Also,
it
do you know how to
coming.
transform into a replica of Jam? That's quite impressive, actually.
I'd like to have the
25 athletics to grapple and strangle you.
I would like to use the tentacle to intercept and like bat it off.
Move you forward.
Oh, fair. I'll allow this. It's suddenly just a tentacle like spawns between you and slaps into their face.
You know nothing about me, bitch. I own you.
You just can't recognize the Jam's magnificence. Whatever, do we have a deal or not?
This is a pretty good deal.
It's a pretty good deal.
I'd have to
I
go
would
find
normally-
Luck You to get some of the other dragon eggs, which are the ones you're allowed to look at. But yeah.
I feel like I should have been at this deal, or at least one of the other cubs.
No, these people. This is way better to have no one of intelligence in this situation. This would have gone far worse if we had anyone with any common sense in this group.
Yeah, unfortunately, Assassin is actually intelligent. They're just not wise.
I think it's the other way. She's quite wise, but dumb as a stick.
Yeah.
All right, well, now that our negotiations are done, you will bring the eggs to me tomorrow after I set up a nursery in which to hatch and rear them. I guess I'll have to allow you into the Jam Zone.
Right.
Toast.
Let's shake on it. And Assassin puts out a hand that's just basically like sticky with like orange juice, like almost like thick level, is like ready to shake.
Alvina also puts one of her hands out for the shake as well.
Just to let you know,
Like
at some
Alvina,
point,
and I'll shake Alvina's hand first, and then reach out so now both hands are covered in orange.
just to let you know as well, at some point, Fuck You has eaten one of the eggs.
Oh God. Oh my.
Oh, I suppose. Oh.
But
Alright,
Alvina was
it's
keeping one of
sticky.
her own.
You know, never have I ever related to a character in D&D so much in my life. And yeah.
Oh, okay, well, this conversation has an end now, as he throws something down on the ground and smoke billows out as he vanishes into it.
Smoke clears very quickly, and you
It's
just
just running away.
cloak whipping around a corner.
Comfortable, Doug.
That's very much me.
I need to get some
Holy
of that.
shit.
But that is each of the each party's first interactions with the settlement of Salvage.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Now
As you can see, a wonderfully colorful place.
Alvina now then, after that happens, she goes, right. And she goes over to look at the giant dragon skull. What kind of dragon is it? She's
dead
dumb,
one.
but she at least has knowledge of dragons.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
It's a dead one.
It's a dead one. Let's see how high
that's
you
gonna
are.
be a Draco Lich. I just know it in future.
14.
Minus
and
2.
I know you've come across red dragons. Have you come across any other type of dragons, or did you study them in your obsession or anything?
She'd have definitely read through them, because she can actually read, surprisingly.
Okay,
She
then
just
yeah,
looked them up. She's definitely
when,
encountered red, possibly green, maybe not encountered the others. Although she knows about blacks, actually, from the... She knows about black dragons from the chimeras.
Yeah. Then yeah, this dragon has similar horn formation to the black dragon chimeras you actually encountered. This appears to be a adult black dragon.
Yep. She's gonna like tip it slightly to see if she can lift it.
I'm pretty sure they didn't like wield it down. It's just there by its sheer weight. You tip it so that it's not connected. You can definitely lift it with a good enough strength score.
Okay.
No.
She's not gonna steal it right now.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You're
You're just gonna drop it.
They're pretty
gonna
sure that
mount
since it took
that.
like 6 of them to get it here, that it wasn't going to go anywhere.
You're gonna
Six
mount
of
that
it
on
took
the
6
front
of
the
them to
ship, aren't you?
transport it normally, so Alvina's very confident she can lift it with her own strength.
But yeah, that's
Well-
the first interaction with the settlement. We will continue exploring the settlement next week.
however much you guys want to. The various NPCs will be able to provide you with different benefits, and you can buy anything from the Adventuring Handbook, from the market. Gold will work as normal because there's plenty of creatures in this world that like to collect gold, so the Rebellion actually uses it to barter with neutral factions.
It won't be next Friday.
And also because Chris doesn't. Right?
Won't be next Friday for me because, well, also
it's the 24th. It's Christmas Eve next Friday.
Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's Christmas
I think
Eve.
we can assume there isn't going to be an episode next week for Christmas Eve.
Maybe New Year's. It's the week after, actually.
And then we'll see if anyone wants to do a New Year's D&D session.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the apocalypse. Some of you might be brave enough to venture out, but I'm going to be at home.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to be drunk on New Year's Eve.
Drunk D&D.
This might be the last episode of the year. It might not be. We're not sure yet.
If there are enough people who want to do drunken D&D one shot instead, that might be on the table.
There's some. If nothing else, if there's enough of us in and we gotta do it, we can at least play tabletop sim because I've got some great games that we can play.
But that is future
yeah, I've also got Super Fight if we want to play that.
I'd be so down for Super Fight.
There we go. We have options.
We could have a character. What do you call it? Where we fight each other.
Yeah.
Battle Royale.
I done the Battle Royale last year. Well, the year before. When
we did Battle Royale in the shop, didn't we?
2019 Battle Royale.
I was the one who got Yeet the Wolf trending.
Yep.
Yeet the Wolf.
Yeet the Wolf.
Don't throw me at anyone, please.
No, it's all right.
That's my job.
It was just a normal wolf, and I actually felt sorry for Brewbeer because it was Brewbeer in there.
Oh yeah, that was the one that you actually played your LARP character.
Brewbeer eating the wolf.
All right, but that has been episode 8, the Crossroads and the Warder. I don't think I was mentioned. The hut with Father in it is called the Crossroads because it's where all the decisions get made. Yeah. And Father is the Warder of the settlement. For those interested in what the title meant.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because none of you guys ever asked his name.
You didn't get the description
from Abigail.
That's all he was told. That's all she was told. So he's like, oh yeah, his obviously name is Father.
And we skipped past the Abigail explaining what each of the areas was called. So that's been tonight's episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you all had fun. And tune in next time, whenever next time may be.
It will definitely be on a Friday.
Yeah. It will be on a Friday.
Or a Tuesday.
The next one of this will be on a Friday. There'll be other things on Tuesdays.
Awesome.
Yeah, Tuesday is for mini campaigns and one shots.
Or if it's tomorrow, for Geddon, actually, because I'm actually doing the last Geddon of the year tomorrow.
I'm gonna
which
die.
Bob's be in.
On Saturday.
Which Bob will be in.
I might have my new
by
Friday. Well, Saturday.
Bye.
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 Propaganda all the time.
Propaganda.